off season, the thrill of free agents, veterans who can no longer play. Why you don't build a team that way? We're one piece away. That's what they all say. There's a reason that teams won't pay. It's why you don't build a team that way. Tell me why we're already over the cap, even before we cut our players old and crap. Tell me how we're gonna live Super Bowl dreams when we're paying players on other teams. You don't build a team that way.
Hello and welcome to Pod and Long. That was a new song for the second album by our man Chris. You don't build a team that way. A Backstreet Boys classic right there. I'm your host, Ryan.
Album 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly. I'm your host, Ryan. It's great to have you with us. I am here with the Word of Drew.
It's weird to wake up in a world where it's only kind of okay to make fun of Otto Porter now.
Goodbye to Otto. Do we need a song for that? Goodbye,
No.
Otto Porter Jr.
No.
I think we need a song for
Otto
that.
Porter. You know it's going to be the Good Yellow Brick Road. You know
That's
it is.
yeah. Rhyming Otto Porter Jr. in a song, that's not easy. So I don't. Please don't make that. Also here with Mr. Megastar Mark.
So just a little peek behind the curtains. I was likely, I wasn't going to come back to this podcast in season 3, but my agent is the same agent as Kirk Cousins. $190 million later, and here I am. Let's do another year.
Oh, you got the bag. You secured the bag. Congratulations. I don't think we overpaid. I think we're good.
No,
right?
I think
that's
we're
a
all right.
that's a steal. All right, we're also here with.
In a year anyway, so
You're going to request a trade?
yeah, right.
Please trade me to the Athletic.
Trade me the TGIF podcast. Oh shit.
Oh, you're already on that. We're also here with Mr. Mike.
Breaking news, I've just been traded to Pittsburgh.
Oh, are you playing quarterback as well?
Yeah. Bye.
Killer Greg run in. How about that?
Oh my God, he's back.
Hits me with a steel chair.
Yeah, he turned heel. Killer Greg's turned heel.
Killer Greg's music.
Killer Greg would be like, all right, week 4, here are my bets. All right. Play some catch up.
Week 4. Is that when he stopped? It was very early. Oh my God. Well, we're back. Otto Porter Jr. is gone.
Yes.
But we're back. We're here.
Yes.
To break down free agency. It's been a little over a month and a half around that since we last potted.
I mean,
so we got a lot to catch up to.
This is the unofficial start of the 3rd season of Pod and Long. This is
That's
I
true.
think the off-season one kicks us off. So here we go.
Let's do it.
Here's to
Let's
me
do
actually being here for a full season.
Yeah.
Season 3. Mike will be here the whole time.
Yep.
Mike will be here the whole time.
Do we know that? Are we confident in that?
I don't think we're confident in that. I don't think we're confident.
I'm gonna be like Richie Cunningham's brother. I'm gonna go upstairs one day.
Just never come back.
About me.
The middle Winslow
child. Yeah.
Winslow kid. That's what I was gonna say.
Yep.
You're gonna be like Brendan in Step by Step. We'll just put you in the basement.
Who looks jacked now? I think that was Brendan.
No, that was Cody. Calm down.
Was Cody?
It was
Bullshit.
Cody.
Oh my God.
Brendan wasn't there.
He's
You
still in
think
the
they
basement.
would? They're not bringing Brendan out of the basement for a Step by Step reunion.
Was Cody the one who was trying to buy something from every vendor at Disney?
Yes, you
That
got
was-
it.
Okay, yeah.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he was.
He was
Yes.
trying to go on every ride at Disney.
No, that
Yeah,
wasn't Cody.
that's
That
right.
was Cody's
Oh, no,
replacement.
Like, it was Cody's buddy.
The weird,
Yeah, right.
the weird Cody replacement guy.
Right.
Mm.
For like 4 episodes. Anyway,
Yeah.
tune into
Right. TGIF.
TGIF pod
It's out
for
there.
more of that. So,
All right. Well, we're here to break
Oh my
down free.
God. I just realized that Brandon from Step by Step got shot 6 times in a drive-by in 1996.
Yeah. Yes.
Fuck.
Right after the show ended. Yeah.
He deserved
He-
it.
Was he in the same
JT?
car as Tupac?
JT deserved to be shot? No,
Oh,
he
JT,
didn't.
I thought it was Brandon. Oh, okay.
Brandon
all right.
Call, I believe.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Is that what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
yeah. No, no.
yes.
If
We
if
love
I've
JT.
learned
We like
anything,
JT.
it's that everybody on Degrassi had everything happen to them that they deserved because the show
Wait,
would have
wait,
been
wait.
less magnificent if they hadn't deserved it.
Mhm.
That's
Hold
very
on,
true.
hold on. I'm gonna do. This is probably breaking like various laws of podcasting, but I just saw on the internet what happened to said Brandon who went to the basement, and it turned out exactly the way you thought it would.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
There
Yep.
you go.
I've seen that picture.
Really?
That's not new to me.
No,
I
man.
feel like I know that guy.
We all
He's
know that guy.
Somewhere he's LARPing
Yeah, right.
as Captain Jack Sparrow.
I can't stress enough how if you haven't seen or rewatched Step by Step like we do, he disappears. He's in it for the last like 3 seasons, but he's really has like a line per episode.
He's just hanging out in the back,
Yeah,
literally
right.
in the background.
so weird.
Literally a background player. All right, we're here to break down free agency.
Yep.
So let's do that. You just oh no. As this warms up, I made a special request for the second album. It's not
Did
ready
you?
yet. It did. I did. I made and it involves you, Drew.
And of course
it
it does.
involves you, and you're not. I don't think you're gonna like it.
I wonder what.
I'm already unhappy. What more can you do?
I don't think you're gonna like my choices.
Screw it. I'm gonna go steal Oxy for my pregnant student council president girlfriend in our apartment, even though we're like
Drew,
14.
it's coming. We're doing that podcast, baby. We're doing it.
That's
I
my
can't
favorite
wait.
arc of that show.
All right, let's talk free agency. Let's start with the Steelers. They're the most interesting team, right?
Yes, they are.
Steelers are doing weird stuff. The Steelers are doing weird stuff.
Yeah.
Did
I
they
don't
end up
know-
signing Ayuk? Did they
They
trade for
want.
Ayuk
They're
yet or
trying
no?
to trade for him. They have
They're
yet to
yeah,
do so.
trying to get him, but
You mean Mike Tomlin's clone? Did you see that?
yes,
They're side by side photos.
that'd
Does
be
he
So-
also
I
have
don't
the
know.
juice now?
He might have the juice. All right. What the heck are the Steelers doing? They signed Russell Wilson
Yep.
to the Broncos cut Russell Wilson, which we said was going to happen, but it officially happened after we recorded the last show. They officially cut him. They owe him $85 million in dead cap.
That's insane.
That's how much they hate this guy. They're going
Right.
to
For
send him
Russell
home and pay him $85 million
That's
to play for
$85
someone
million
else.
to fuck
To not
off.
play.
Yeah. Right.
That's pretty bad. It is the biggest dead cap by a lot, right?
Yep.
By a whole lot.
They're spreading it over 2 seasons, though.
It's 39 million this year, and the Broncos have no one. Absolutely
Yeah.
no one on that
I
team.
mean, they're definitely mailing it in. I was kind of surprised they spread it out over 2 seasons. Wouldn't you just take the hit now and then reload for next year? Have a shit ton of cap space, shit ton of draft picks.
Who knows? The NFL works in mysterious ways, so it could be some rule or something we're not thinking
or
of.
it could have just like if we take the dead cap hit this year, we're going to have to cut even more off our
Yeah,
roster.
good point.
Like, they may
Good
not
point,
have been
Mike.
able to stump. Like,
Maybe next year it's easier to take that on. Who knows?
Sure.
But Russell Wilson is now a Steelers quarterback.
The pitfall here is that Russell's making it worse for himself because $85 million buys a lot more bathrooms.
He might
so many
need
bathrooms.
It's too high.
15
for him.
bathrooms,
Yeah.
more than touchdown passes. He's selling that house, you said.
Yeah,
before
he
we
sold
started,
it.
right?
It's sold.
Already
Somebody
gone.
bought it like this week. So, yep.
Can't wait to find out how many bathrooms
But,
he's
I mean,
got in this new house.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of Russell Wilson, but like the Steelers, they're getting him for nothing. He's
Yes.
getting
Yeah.
paid.
Paying him nothing.
Right.
For 1 year,
Everybody's like,
it's a
why?
1 year deal.
Right.
Yeah, I
And
think there was a
the-
general consensus that people were like, why on earth would the Steelers want him? He's washed up and crappy. And from the Steelers perspective, it's like you're getting a former like Hall of Fame level quarterback for literally the veteran minimum. Why not
Yeah.
roll the dice? What's the worst
If it
that happens?
doesn't
Oh,
work,
no, he
he's-
sucks.
he's
so we
out.
cut him.
Yeah.
Who
At the bare
cares?
minimum, too, you have
Well-
moved a lot of jerseys. So, I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, not for nothing, his play style semi matches up with.
You think this is a good move? Like, play
I think
style-wise.
there's no downside for the
Yeah.
Steelers.
No,
Very
and
low
I
risk.
think, but I think it makes the most sense as a 1-2 punch, going out and getting Justin Fields as well.
the next move. Okay.
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
I don't think Russell Wilson makes sense by itself. I think Russell Wilson makes sense in the context of this is a guy who Justin Fields. There's a lot of similarities between the two in like size and moving around the pocket, and I think it's something where it's like here, learn how to do this a little bit. Pick up some of the stuff that you didn't pick up in Chicago, and let's see what happens. I mean, they're taking a test drive on both of them for like a sack of nickels.
Yeah,
Because it's like you said, it's a 1-year deal for him. I think they lost a 6th-round pick.
It can
That could
go
turn
up
into a
to a
fourth.
Can
fourth.
go all the way
Right.
up to a 4,
Which-
but who cares? You're going to spend
right.
a 4 on a backup
A
quarterback
4.
anyway.
It's a 4.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
good-
that led Russell was signed, which led to Baby Hands moving on. Baby Hands was traded.
Oh,
His little tiny
Poor Baby
fingers.
Hands.
He was upset.
to Philly.
He was giving
not
people the
upset.
middle finger, but they
yeah.
couldn't tell.
He was really like, I don't know. I don't. He did kind of get fucked here. So like, I'm not totally against this kid. Like he was,
No, but
this
he-
was his team, and he was
Look,
showing.
He's got the best job ever. Backup NFL quarterback.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jalen Hurts.
There's no expectations. Jalen Hurts gets hurt, and he'll play a game or two here or there, or a quarter here and there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like how
Philly
we've already moved Kenny Pickett to career backup already.
I mean, come on.
And,
Yeah, right.
and he
What
and he's the-
illusions did you have?
and he gets to play backup on his favorite team growing up as a kid. He was an Eagles fan growing up.
Really?
Like, yeah. Like if you told me I could be backup quarterback at the Niners, I'd take that job.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, Kenny Pickett,
I'd work for a lot less.
I think he asked to be traded. I think their
did.
plan was to keep him as a backup and like see what Russell could do, and then move him
Yeah.
in again.
They told
but-
him that he would be able to. They're going to bring in somebody, and he's going to compete. And then they brought in Russell, and they said, "Well, we're not. You're not really going to compete. You're going to be the backup." And he said, "Okay, trade me."
Fine, they did. They did, and then they traded for Justin Fields. Nobody wanted Justin Fields. This is a coup for the Steelers. Like, who cares?
Totally.
It's
I
a
love
5th-year
Justin
option, and
Fields
then he's out. So
Love it.
Like
why not?
I think there's zero downside to this deal for Pittsburgh, particularly because they're not in a position to draft a quarterback this year anyway.
Anyway,
Yep.
And
right.
none of the
Right.
other. You want Kirk Cousins? No, not for that price tag. So I think in terms of trying to do a moderate reset, this is a really smart move by Pittsburgh. Like they don't make a trade. Pittsburgh is a good organization.
Mhm.
Like
Except for a trade that they made later, which I did not think was good for them, which is nice for me. The
The
Deontay
only-
Johnson trade, I don't think was great for them.
the only thing I worry about with the Steelers here, like they go get Russell, they go get Justin Fields on essentially what amounts to a 2-year deal. They go get, they're trying to trade for Brandon Ayuk. Like this is famously the most patient franchise in football. Are they suddenly impatient? Like, is
I think
this turning
Tomlin
is this turning into like Mike Tomlin, do it or don't do it? It would be
This
weird. It
is
would be
it.
uncharacteristic from them. I don't know that that's the case, but this is well outside their normal pattern of behavior.
It
I
is.
think this is it for Mike Tomlin.
And also, like, the Steelers, it's not like you can't even say, like, this hasn't worked for them. They have 6 Super Bowls by being patient.
Yes, they do.
So, you know what? It's a risky move. We'll see how. I think it's going to be tough.
But I
in
don't-
the AFC North. This is not a easy division to do this
No.
in. This is.
But
you're
I
gonna
don't-
have
I don't
three
s-
other teams that are pretty good.
I don't see it as impatient or risky. I see it as cutting your losses and having a stopgap plan for a year. Like I don't think it is risky. Going out and you need a wideout anyway. And if Ryuk's available, he's great. I'm going to be sad to see him go. And the quarterback position is Kenny Pickett wasn't going to be the answer. You figured that out. You're not in a position to get one this year. None of the other free agents are good. Do this, and then all right, we'll see where it lands. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, we're back in this boat next year with a new draft class. We weren't going to get one this year anyway.
I think if the Steelers don't make the playoffs, Tomlin's done. Like I think that's it. Like
You
if they
think
made
so?
all these moves and he doesn't make it, I think they're going to move on to somebody else.
I think
And-
this is
and it might-
a make or break
and-
year for him.
Yeah.
Well, and I can see that too in the sense of like, look, we did this 1 year thing. We have to blow the thing up. If this doesn't work, okay, maybe it is time to do a reset. I mean, Tomlin's been there a long time.
A really
Yeah.
long time.
And so it's something where, they moved on from Bill Cowher too. And
Nah, he
it's something-
retired.
He retired.
Chuck Noll retired.
Chuck Noll, yes. But it's something too where I don't know. I can see it as uncharacteristic, but I don't think it's like 5 alarms if the house is on fire. I think it's staying where we were isn't going to work.
Yeah.
This option kind of fell in our lap where it worked out. Like I don't think they wouldn't have gone out and bid on Kirk Cousins. It's not like they wanted a splashy free agent quarterback. They're like, we can pick this guy up the bargain bin, see if it works, and if it doesn't, we're going to be here again next year anyway. I think it's smart.
As a GM, I think it makes sense. As Tomlin's future, I think Tomlin's in trouble. If this
Well,
doesn't
yeah.
work out.
If I'm the GM, I'm more worried about my own future than Mike Tomlin.
Exactly. I don't think they care. Yeah, they're gonna. If Russell doesn't work, then it's Tomlin's fault. We'll draft a quarterback.
This division last year was very good. I think it was the first time ever that we had a division where everybody was 500 or higher.
500 or better. Yeah.
So, I mean, and I don't think any of these other teams have gotten worse. Like, if anything, it's going to be a dogfight. Like, I could see a team like in the NFC South doing this. And, well, I mean, we'll talk about one that kind of did. Because there's an opening. You can possibly take this division with like one or two big moves. I don't think this makes them particularly any better than what anybody else in the AFC North.
They might not.
So we'll see. It at least has made them incredibly interesting. So
they're going to get butts and seats because of this, for sure.
Sure.
And the Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph experience. Well, I was a little surprised by the Mason Rudolph thing because he played kind of well down the stretch. Like, they got in the playoffs. He was okay in that Bills game.
He was not the
he's Mason Rudolph, but he played
Mason Rudolph
decently.
Mason Rudolph's most famous moment in football history at any of the levels he's played is someone else swinging a helmet at him in anger.
Yeah. Right. And the other one is him being a mess with like concussed with his mask off, right? That's the other one.
Yeah.
Really weird story. I was in New York City when that happened. I was watching the game at the New York Beer Exchange, which is a great bar. If
I know
you've
where
never
that
been
is,
to it. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm next to a guy who's I forgot what his fandom was. I think he was just like a Giants fan. And we were watching it and we saw the helmet swing and he just goes, "Oh, that's not good." It's just like the biggest understatement. Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not. Well, that's the Steelers. The Atlanta Falcons, you teased it, Mark. Atlanta Falcons went out and picked up Kirk Cousins. Cole's Cash is coming to Atlanta.
Which, by the way, all of us predicted.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
talked
was
about
the
this.
automatic thing going into this offseason.
Yep. He goes there. He got a lot of money.
Yes, he did.
A lot of money. It's a 4-year deal. It's not as much money as they reported, but it's still a lot of money. And it's still 4 years. And he's coming off an Achilles tear, which doesn't guarantee that he'll be, not that he's the most mobile guy, but doesn't guarantee that he'll be back to 100%.
For a quarterback, that's not as big of a
Less
deal.
of a big deal.
Yeah, like if you're a receiver or a corner or a running back, that's a problem, but not, you can, there plenty of quarterbacks have come back from that, so.
Well, Kirk,
it's $180 million.
It's a lot of money
for Kirk Cousins.
Right,
a lot of money.
40 when this is done.
He'll be 40.
They gave him $50 million scot free. Like, here you go.
Yep. They gave him Jalen Brown money.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Not Otto Porter Jr. money. We can't use that joke anymore.
No, significantly better than Otto Porter Jr. money.
It's much more than that. If you're Atlanta, you think this is why not? We can win the division and have a playoff game that we will lose.
I mean,
they're
the default
thinking
favorite
here?
to win the division now, right?
Yeah, they absolutely should be. Yeah.
Every other team in that division sucks. Sorry, Ryan.
Tampa's,
they suck.
Tampa's
I know. And I know, listen, we'll talk about Baker later, but like, I have a hard time believing Baker's going to manage to rally the troops to do that again.
Yeah. They did take a lot of people by surprise, and that does help. So I could see a very Giants-esque fall for Tampa Bay this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what do you think of this? It's risk. It's risky, but they got pieces.
It makes sense.
It's the only thing they were missing, besides Arthur Smith's play calling, which they needed to get rid of.
Well,
and they did.
The Riddler wasn't going to do it either.
Yeah, right. No. He's also gone now.
He's traded to Atlanta or to Arizona. I actually like that deal because Rondell Moore comes back.
Yeah,
it's a nice little piece. I mean, he's not amazing, but he's super fast, and that's a nice little receiver to add into that mix. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Why on earth would Arizona give him up for Desmond Ridder?
Yeah,
like, what is Arizona?
I don't understand that either. Why? Yeah, what does that do?
Especially since Arizona has no receivers. Like, this would have been
literally none.
Yeah.
None. Right. Literally nothing. The cupboard is bare over there.
Wait, what's that? That's Ricky Proehl's music.
Yeah.
He's coming back.
David Boston, where are you?
Oh, God.
Ricky Proehl, member of the coaching staff of Cacaw Nation. Thank you.
Is he really?
Cacaw Nation.
Is his son there? His son's got to play for him.
His son played there last year. I don't know if he's playing this year. His other
Ricky-
son, I think, is a contestant on American Idol now.
That's
Good for
funny.
him.
Ricky Prohl caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl for the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
He caught a touchdown
Correct.
in the Super Bowl.
Ricky Tecmo
Oh.
Super Pro.
Like him.
Yes.
Big fan.
For those who may not know, the reason we love Ricky Prohl is because he was the last position player from Tecmo Super Bowl to still be playing in the NFL.
Wow.
There were some kickers
cool.
and punters who
Mhm.
outlasted him, but he was the last position player.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yep.
I had no idea he was in that game. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
the
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Whoever played with the Cardinals?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Nobody. Yeah, right. That's why I don't
They
know
were-
he was in the game.
They were still in the NFC East then
Yeah.
Oh my
with
god.
5 other teams.
If you don't have Neil Lomax, I ain't playing with the Cardinals.
Tim Rosenbach wasn't doing it for you?
They had some weird years there. That Cardinals team had some weird years.
They also
Before
had in
Jake
their
Plummer came in.
They also had in their Tecmo Super Bowl playbook the double reverse pass.
Oh God.
Wow.
It was easy to break that up for a sack or
Yeah.
fumble or both.
Yeah.
There's no way that worked at Tecmo.
No, it didn't.
Mm-mm.
No.
I kind of, why not? If you're Atlanta, why not? What else are you going to do? Why not? Why
Makes
not? You don't
perfect
have a
sense.
high,
To me. Try.
you don't have a high enough pick to make anything else. Like Kirk is a decent quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You can win the division. You'll have a home playoff game. You'll lose it. Kirk will lose the home playoff game again,
Yep.
but you'll get the ticket sales
Man,
and you'll
Telling
be
you.
relevant, I guess.
Kirk's agent, best agent ever, right there. That is.
He's already the
amazing.
best. Like the
Holy
two
shit.
Vikings deals are insane.
Right.
The first one was nuts, where he got the
Mhm.
fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
That was crazy. He hadn't done a thing yet. He was
Yeah.
kind of cool at the Washington team.
How
But
you like me now?
$84 million. Yeah, he was like a
Well,
backup.
and he kind of and he set this set the standard for that guaranteed money.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
He
Like,
got fully
he kind of-
guaranteed money.
That was the floodgate. Like before him, that
Yeah.
never happened. And after he did, like that's pretty much standard operating procedure now.
How Deshaun has it.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Deshaun's got a backup, a new
yeah,
backup.
we'll talk about that in a second. There's weapons here. There's weapons here. There's some stuff here. Like
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
got London. He's got Bijan Robinson. He's got Kyle
Yeah.
Pitts.
Like
There's some pieces there.
Well, for Kirk,
Moody. They
I
picked
think
up
it was-
Moody from the Bears.
I think it was the best possible option for Kirk.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He continues
Unless-
to play in a dome, which I think honestly is important to him. You know. So-
Yes,
needed
at
to
this
do
point
that,
in his
yeah.
career, absolutely.
Yeah. His wife is from Atlanta, so you could have read the tea leaves there.
Yeah. No, I'm interested to see how that goes too.
It could blow up in their face. It could extremely blow up in their face, but I think they'll probably be
Yeah, but
pretty decent. And
Even if it does, they're not going to be any worse off than they were this year.
Yeah.
right, they could have Desmond Ritter as the quarterback. still.
I heard
And
the
no
Kirk
one
Cousins
wants
deal-
that.
I heard there's like after like 2 years there's an out, like
Yeah.
a somewhat reasonable
could
out
probably
for both
get out,
sides.
yeah.
So I mean,
Right.
you know,
I like how someone supercut the Kirk Cousins press conferences together of him saying, "I want to retire here. I want to retire here," at every franchise he's ever been at, and all the franchises were like,
No,
No,
thank you.
You know when we talked about this in the preseason before the season even started, because the Vikings didn't.
Yeah.
He said, "I'll take a pay
Yes.
cut," and the Vikings were like,
And they
"No."
said no.
yep.
No, you
So-
won't.
How
No.
about that?
No, you won't.
Sorry,
Are we going to talk about the Vikings at all?
we
about
will. Do
their-
you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk.
right
I
here?
like the idea that they're definitely hoarding draft picks
Yes.
for a
Yeah.
very obvious trade up.
Yes.
Yes.
They've been kind of due for a rebuild anyway.
Yeah,
Like they're
and I-
kind of
Yeah.
still coming off that Mike Zimmer run of
Right.
like we got all these guys, we kind of brought some of them back, but now those contracts are expiring and everyone's kind of going their own way now.
I am curious what they do because they could. I don't think they're going to get into a top three because I think all those three teams want to draft a quarterback. So your
Except
best,
for one, Arizona.
well, they're at 4.
You can get to 4.
You can get to 4,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I'm saying. But those top 3 quarterbacks are going to be gone. So
You know the Patriots are going to trade back.
oh my
You
god, that
know they're going to.
Gonna say that the problem. Let's
Nix.
say you trade all the way up to 4. Your consolation prize is like Your
Right.
fans won't accept it if you give up all that draft capital to wind up with JJ McCarthy.
I know there's every year there's a quarterback who surges up the
He
charts,
has
but, like,
risen
holy
from the
shit.
second round to pick 4.
The Giants are having dinner with him. The Vikings invited him out to dinner. Like, it's crazy.
I would love to see the Giants draft the
take him.
second coming of Daniel
Absolutely.
Jones. Oh, it'd be so funny.
I
Like,
also
what are
love
we?
to see
What are we
Dave
basing
will-
this on?
Yeah, I want Dayball's dinner. I bet it's just like hot dogs in his living room in lawn chairs.
Just
It's a
Miller.
garbage plate. It's a garbage
Miller
plate. That's what it
everywhere.
is. It's a garbage plate. Just a styrofoam container with all the stuff.
And at
It's
the
just
end, he
baloney.
throws you through a table.
Jay,
As is tradition.
it's never too early to make the reference. JJ McCarthy is this NFL draft year's Yi Jianlian. Like, there's no tape on this guy. We have no sample size of him actually doing stuff, but everybody's convinced themselves
But-
he's great.
I mean, you got to take a swing, right? I mean,
He can spin the shit out of the bean against chairs.
Watch him avoid these sacks. Oh, the Chinese government approves of
Yeah, Chinese
JJ
government wants
McCarthy.
him to go to New York in the worst way.
Let me say this. Now, this is not the Giants or the Jets or really any New York organization. The Niners took Trey Lance like the 3rd overall pick, and they still ended up going to the Super Bowl. Like, you can still. I think you're now getting to the point where I think you can whiff on these, and it's not as catastrophic as it once was.
yeah.
Sure
Like,
about
you can
that?
miss on a quarterback.
We'll get to the
You
Orton
sure
line.
about
Don't
that,
worry.
Mike?
You just sit there. We'll talk about the Orton line.
You sure
Yeah.
about that?
Might I remind you of Jamarcus Russell? Thanks. The man who sank 1,000 ships.
But Drew, that was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, and it hasn't been good since.
Yeah, I don't think you can blame. I don't think you can blame that all on the purple drink.
They ruined Derek Carr, damn it.
They
And then
messed
traded him
that
for a
up.
pack of bats.
They messed that up. The Vikings did sign Sam Darnold,
Yeah.
Sure.
Might as well.
and
Still
also
the youngest quarterback in
they,
the league.
they got Aaron Jones. They picked up Aaron
Yeah,
Jones for
was fun.
nothing, which is a
Yes.
nice little pickup.
And they still got Justin Jefferson, who
Yes.
at least
Who's
as
definitely
of
gonna-
today,
Definitely going to be gone before the start of the
Right.
season. But yep, okay, they got him.
they could easily trade him. That's all I'm saying. It is
Oh,
not hard to
gone.
move him.
He gone. He gone. There's no way.
If
Keep
you're
trying to
really
think,
how does this factor? How many first round picks does Minnesota have now?
2 right now.
2.
2?
They have
Boy.
like 11 and 23 or something like
Yeah.
that.
Boy, I'm trying to. Does Jefferson and 2 picks get you into the top 3?
I would.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Heart-
Have
Heartbeat.
to, right?
Yeah, right.
Let,
Have
let
to.
me let me interject here for a second. If you were the Vikings, these are according to the NBC station out of Dallas, these are the quarterback free agents in 2025. Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Tua, and then it gets kind of sad that it's Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, and Trey
But
Lance.
still, just those guys alone.
And I would suggest that 3 of those 5 guys are probably automatic re-signs. I don't think
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah,
ever hit
like-
the free agent market.
No, but here's
But
the thing.
Dak
Like,
and whoever the hell the second guy was,
I
that
think
could-
Goff.
Jared Goff.
I think Goff is
Yeah,
staying.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think he's staying. I think they have to.
Not to veer off into another topic here, but I think the decision on what to do with Tua is fascinating. Drew and I talked about this yesterday
Yeah.
during the Orton line.
Yeah.
Because if this was anybody else, he would have been signed 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Can we
But
talk
because-
about let's talk about the Dolphins right here
Okay.
too, because
Yeah,
I think they're in deep trouble.
They had to give up a shit ton of their team.
Yeah.
So
There's what they're paying and who they're paying it to finally
Right.
came back at them.
right. And
Everyone's gone.
right. And to be able to afford Tua and Jalen Waddle, which probably not a good idea to stack those contracts together, but that's what you did. They had to let everybody go, basically.
Their defense is decimated. I don't think I'm very nervous for our guy Mike McDaniel. I think he could be out.
Well, the best thing they did was get rid of that old guy. Who was that again? The D coordinator. That
Vic Fangio?
yeah, right. Who was like told them to adjust to this new thing called the forward pass. So,
Yeah.
like did not need to be in the league anymore. So at least getting rid of him is addition by subtraction.
I don't know about
was
that.
like- he was like the incredibly poor man's Dick LeBeau. Remember when you were playing Madden, Drew? Remember when you were playing Madden 05 in the dorm, And we would like hire head coaches, and we're all like, "Well, hire Dick LeBeau. He was ancient then."
He was like 80 years old then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, "He's a great guy to build your franchise around. It's fine."
I distinctly remember a very important, I believe it was Packers-Steelers regular season game with playoff seeding on the line back in the day. And other Greg yelling at the TV, "Brett Favre, you may have been in football 1,000 years, but you can't fool Dick LeBeau. He's been in football 1,000,000 years."
Oh, I like it. I like it. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's do a little
hold on.
team.
The Dolphins, it's going to turn around because they may be signing Odell Beckham Jr. and he solves every problem.
No, that's not going to work.
He's the new Keith Van Horn. He's every
that
team's
doesn't
final
work.
piece and never wins.
When I'm troubled, I think to myself,
Mother
Odell can
Mary,
solve
come
this
to
problem.
me.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you doing a Beatles thing right now?
I am speaking words of wisdom. Let OBJ be. Let him be.
Are you trying to get in on the album? Are you working on a song for the album?
Spoken
That's-
word by Mike.
I was going to say, Mike's spoken words, the Beatles. I'd at least listen to 2 minutes of that.
Yeah. It's like he's got the Bill Shatner thing going here.
You say there's going to
The
be
spoken word album. One of the funniest things ever is seeing William Shatner do Shawn Michaels' Sexy Boy. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Boy toy.
It's so good. It's so good. One of the greatest things that happened in the
Oh, man.
WWE
Shatner was one of the greatest things to come out of
fake
Canada.
general manager era. But all right, it's time for some team check-ins. What are the Raiders? Let's start with the Raiders. What are the Raiders? How do you feel about the Raiders offseason so far?
You will notice that my hat is backwards.
You don't like it? You don't like it?
I mean, listen, I understand they overpaid for Christian Wilkins. I'm actually okay with that because the Raiders
I
have
like
money.
that signing.
He's great.
They have
Oh my
money.
God.
They're not spending it anywhere else on their defense. And in the last, when Antonio Pierce took over as coach and the Raiders looked like a real football team again, that's when Wilson, their first round pick, like actually started to play better. I think he had like 3 sacks in his last 5 games, something like that.
Oh,
now, is
nice.
kid going to be a superstar? Who the hell knows? But if he continues to develop and you have him and Wilkins and Crosby on your defensive line, the job of your back 7 gets a lot easier. The fundamental problem with the Raiders is still that the rest of that back 7, 4 of them might as well be us. They have like 1 decent linebacker and 1 decent safety, but they're not really good on defense. And of course, the other problem is they got rid of Jimmy G, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
And I really hope they don't think Gardner Minshew is their long-term solution at quarterback.
I laughed
Like-
so hard when that happened.
No,
Like,
he
what
fits
do we-
them so well.
He does,
Holy shit.
but like clearly they don't think he's the answer because they only signed him to like a 2-year deal
Yeah.
or a 1-year deal. So it's like, what are they doing? Like, okay, fine, let Josh Jacobs go. That's perfectly fine.
Oh,
He was
very
garbage. You
smart,
can get
yeah.
another guy like that. But you really think you're going to go into battle with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew? And if that's the case, because I know Pierce is publicly on file that he loves Aiden O'Connell and he's Aiden O'Connell's guy, but you would hope there's an adult in the room who's like, Antonio, this guy sucks. Like, we're going to get you another guy. And
Is that
but they
adult
also,
Tom Telesco?
I don't know, probably not. And the fact that they pick 13 means they're going to end up with quarterback 6 in a 5 quarterback draft, 5 quarterbacks being generous, which means Michael Penix is going to be the 13th overall pick, and he's already 110. So they're going to have to draft another guy next year when he retires.
He's gonna
I
He's
love
gonna
the digs
fracture-
on Penix.
he's gonna fracture a hip.
It's my
In the
favorite.
off-
Penix
season.
the poor man's Brandon Whedon.
He's at least 3
That's
times
what a
older than
mission.
Brandon Whedon. He
I
just
think,
might
he's
be
a
an
ri- I think he's a rich man's Whedon.
He is, even though he's
He's
more
still a Whedon.
seasoned.
He's still a Whedon.
He's Whedon adjacent.
Just because he was born during the Roosevelt administration, pick whichever one you like, he's still better than Brandon Whedon. The problem is he's going to retire again.
He's still he's going to get a Civil War pension still.
Yeah.
Still, yes.
He doesn't need the money. He's good. So
So I don't know.
your hat is
Listen,
backwards.
the Wilkins signing was great. Everything after that felt like, what the hell are you doing?
Honestly, if I could think of any of the quarterbacks in this draft who would be a Raider, it's Spencer Rattler.
Oh my
that
God,
dude
yes,
has
great.
Raider written all over him.
And you know what? If you draft him in round 4,
Yeah.
great.
Right.
Let him get out there and go.
I mean, he can wing it.
He sure
He
can.
can wing it. What's the worst that happens? He can't be any worse than Aiden O'Connell. Good
He's
sweet
like-
Jesus.
Who would he be the equivalent of a bath salts? Like bath sauce Josh Allen. I think he's
Oh,
like
he's like-
bath salts
he's like-
Will Levis. like
No, he's Spencer Rattler. Peak Spencer Rattler is Bath Salt's Lamar Jackson.
Yes, actually, no, that's true.
That's exactly who he
wow.
is.
Very zany.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
The rational
That's interesting.
confidence,
Mhm.
gonna run around on the field and have it create nothing and just wing the ball into doubles and
I think
hope
that's
for
what I
the
like
best.
about Spencer Rattler is in college
He's
he
fun
had
to watch.
supreme confidence in his lack of ability, which
Right.
I kind of appreciated.
Yes.
He's like the J.R. Smith of
He's-
college football.
Yep.
He's up there on that list with what the hell was his name? Kid who was at Florida State for a minute and then he got kicked out. DeAndre Francois.
Oh
and
yeah.
One of those awful Florida quarterbacks with a French name that I can't think of right now.
Maybe he's the maybe his NBA equivalent is like Nick Young.
Put that pain on him. He's too young.
The Nick Young. The you hold the arm up, you turn around with the three, but you
Turn around and it
miss.
Clanks
From
off
that-
the back iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
right.
that's what it is.
Hold on. It's also listen. No offense to Nick Young, who we know religiously watches our podcast.
Of course.
There's a difference between irrational confidence and stupidity. Nick Young was the guy who had the documentary made about him where like he couldn't get a 600 on his SAT to qualify to get into USC. Like he had to take like multiple months of tutoring courses to get a 600 on the SAT so he could qualify for Southern Cal.
Oh god.
Rattler
But
just
then he
strikes
was-
me as a guy. They're gonna call a play. He's like, all right, we need you to throw this like 70 yards down the field. He's like, got it. Goes out there, throws like a 30-yard pass. It gets intercepted. He's like, that close. That close.
So
coach.
close.
Give me
You're
another
off
shot.
by 40 yards, Spencer.
Spencer Rattler is the guy that they call the 30-yard pass, and he's like, yep, I got it, and then throws it for 70 and is like, sorry, coach, I never read the playbook.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That said, I would
Spencer
accept
Rattler
Spencer
is who
Rattler
we
as a
thought
Raider
Zach
in the right
Wilson
draft
would-
pick.
It would be interesting.
Spencer Wilson is who we thought Zach Wilson was.
Yes. Yeah.
Who we
Yeah.
thought.
Oh, Zach.
Zach still has yet to find a landing
He's
spot.
still employed.
I guess just by
Who in the hell is gonna
That's
gonna
the
trade
problem.
for
Who
this guy?
wants him?
Yeah, right.
Maybe Arizona. They seem to want everybody else's bullshit.
God, why? Why? Maybe the Browns. They're doing weird stuff. All right,
Maybe-
moving.
Maybe
Team
the
check-in.
Battlehawks. Let's go.
Yeah, he's gonna win the UFL. Team check-in. Moving into the Bills. They fucking cut everybody.
If you were old, you were gone. So they tried to cut Vaughn, and he just like, I'll play for $2 million a year. And you're like, I guess.
I sent you that message. I said they cut
Yeah.
everybody but Von
Me
Miller.
buddies.
Why?
Yep.
Why
Because
not?
they were
Why
going
not
to.
Von?
And
you
they were
remember,
going to.
I didn't tell you this at the time, Mark. Do you remember a million years ago, PlayStation 2 Madden at other Greg's house, you, me, and him running a franchise,
Yes.
and we had a vociferous debate over like everybody who was under 30 we would re-sign, and once you hit 30 you were old and we would let you go.
Yep. Very
That's
similar
what this
mindset.
feels like.
It was literally everybody. I think the only person over 30 is Stephon Diggs, who's still on the team, and like the punter. That's it.
Maybe
And
not for
everybody
long.
else-
Diggs for now.
Oh no, Diggs is going to stay there, guaranteed.
You
He does this
think?
he does this every year.
I don't think they want
Every-
him. I think they're gonna get rid of him.
No, I think they're going to hold on at least this year. They actually financially can't trade him up until like a certain point of this year. So
They can
he's gonna
trade
be
him
on with the
after.
draft.
I think after June 1st they can.
Yeah, we'll see. I still think he's on the team. I still think he's on the team. Anyway, they haven't done much. They re-signed a bunch of young players, which I liked. I like getting Deion Dawkins and Tyler Rapp and Taron Johnson. These are all good young players. I like that. AJ Epinesa got re-signed. I'm a really big fan of his. So the only free agent move they did was Curtis Samuel. Who?
What
I
about
do
Mitchell
like.
Trubisky? You're
Oh,
gonna
well,
you're
yeah.
gonna clown on Mitch right now?
That's almost a re-sign, just because he was gone for 2 years. No,
Come
I
on
like-
home.
Yeah, come on. That's all right.
I
He
like
gets-
Curtis Samuel. He was a good player for us.
Honestly, I think him and that Bills offense is
He's
interesting.
not bad.
Yeah,
Especially as like a third, fourth option.
He fits it much better than Gabe Davis did. So
Yeah, talk about Gabe. He's gone. Gabe is gone.
Great. Who cares?
Speaking of former Bills punters, somebody signed the punt god, didn't they?
Kansas City
No
signed him.
way.
Now that
Yeah,
he's been
Kansas City.
exonerated.
They have another punter.
however
It's going to be
seedy
like
that may be.
a punt competition there. I don't know.
Wow.
But,
Punt off.
yeah, punt off. And they also, speaking of Kansas City, the Bills also did sign their safety of the last 2 years. So,
Yeah.
whatever.
Not bad.
They have 12 picks in the draft. They're focused on the draft. That's what they said moving forward. That's what they're going to have to build this team through just to financially work around Josh Allen's contract. It's what you do. So,
By the way, Mitchell Trubisky officially on the Cole Ford alert list.
yes, right.
He's played for 2 of the 3.
That's right.
It only goes downhill from here.
One more.
Uh-oh.
One more.
Uh-oh.
He's going to be shooting at David Copperfield's house before we know it.
And even, by the way,
no.
even though the Bills did sign Curtis Samuel, I am very confident they will take a receiver in round 1. So
They're going to take Roma
Yes.
Dunze Rome will be long gone. They're
Yeah,
going to
long
take
gone.
they're going to take AD Mitchell from Texas and ruin all of Ryan's hopes and dreams.
That's who I want. What are you
that
doing?
would be
no.
fine. I like him. I like him quite a
That
bit.
would ruin my hopes and dreams. All right, 49ers. They haven't done a ton. No more Sam Darnold. He's out of there. IU yet to be seen.
We signed Josh Dobbs.
You did. You
Yeah,
got the
Leonard
sign.
Floyd
You got the
from the Bills.
NASA.
And we basically are putting together a Dollar General defensive line.
Oh,
We're
I
just
like
going
Leonard
out and
Floyd.
buying. No, I think he's fine, but like we basically we are going to not spend as much money on defensive line as we had in the past. They can't. Yeah,
Yeah.
they can't.
Yeah, I'm right.
So like they've out of their 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11 free agents, 1
Damn.
is on offense. They have
They got a
signed
great-
one,
They do have a good offense.
2, 3, 4, 5 defensive linemen. Traded from Malik Collins. They signed 2 linebackers and 2 cornerbacks, and Brandon Parker they took from the Raiders.
Great.
So that's
Brendan Parker, I hardly knew ye.
it. I mean, I hope to God they address the line. The offensive line needs work.
Mm.
The left side of the line, or no, the right side. One of the sides needs a little bit of work, but I can't remember. It's been a while.
Well, I got a mock draft pulled up that I'll be talking about later, and you'll be happy with that selection then.
Oh,
Good.
okay.
They need, the offensive line is good-ish, but needs a little bit more
Mhm.
on the right side in particular.
Okay. Panthers, Carolina Panthers, team check-in.
They've done a
With the
lot.
first overall pick. Oh wait. Oh.
Yeah, they don't have that. They do not have that.
Well, it's not like anybody who's
this-
coming out this year.
It's not like there's a million great guys that you could have. I guess
Not
the
like there's
number
a
one.
quarterback who could reach the cookie jar.
Or 6 of them.
Yeah.
Can he? Do we need to play it?
Team's a dumpster fire, but at least that hot mess can keep you warm. Those lucky devils and comas don't have to watch this shit show anymore.
And it is a shit show.
We fired the corpse of Frank Reich so he can be in bed by 8.
He's in bed right now.
Oh, he's long asleep. He's in REM.
It's not hate. Carolina.
All right. Brian Burns was traded to the New York Giants for a bag of bolts.
Yeah.
That was not great.
When the Rams offered 2 first-rounders and a second-rounder, the Panthers said no. That was 2 years ago. This past season, supposedly there were some people offering number 1 picks. They said no. They franchise tagged the guy, and then they traded a 26-year-old great edge rusher for a second round and a 5th round pick. And that's it. And he's gone.
I was having dinner with some coworkers a couple of nights ago, and if people were asking the question, like, how could Carolina do things like that? Or how could the Raiders ignore the quarterback position? Or a number of other things. And really my answer to them was like, everybody assumes in a vacuum that all of these teams are well run. That's just not the case. Like, some of these teams are shitty, and there's a reason they're shitty.
There is.
Never ascribed to malice, but can be explained by incompetence.
Incompetence.
Right.
I think Michael Penix said that.
Him or Aristotle, they were around the same time.
Yeah, right. He was a philosopher back in his day.
It's either Aristotle or Baba OJ.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad that this happened.
OJ.
I went into like a blind rage when I saw it. Like, no, this is it. And then he only got paid $150 million by the Giants. Like, we could have afforded that. What are we
That's
doing?
only Otto Porter money.
Yeah.
It's only an Otto Porter.
His career is going to go downwards though with the Giants. That team is a wreck.
Boy, but their defensive line could be real good.
But
they're also the Raiders.
Bad.
Yes, their offense is so bad.
Real bad. I actually like the Raiders D line way more than I like the Giants D line. So
yeah, I mean, I don't understand the team building here, but I guess you can fleece a team, you fleece them. I guess that's all it is here.
Sometimes you trade Giancarlo Stanton for, some jerseys and a case of soda. Not that you would know anything about that, Ryan.
Oh God, I know about him too, and his light trot to home plate where he gets thrown out. That was special. That was real special. No effort given whatsoever. I guess the rest of the signings, are fine.
Some other good ones, right?
They needed to work on the offensive line, and they signed Robert Hunt,
the big guy, right, from the Dolphins.
Enormous dude from the Dolphins, to a 5-year, $100 million contract, which seems like a real lot for our guard, but he is huge.
And he's young. He's very young.
He's young and huge.
Yeah.
And then Damian Lewis was also signed on the other side.
Right.
I like this trade, though. I know Deontay Johnson on the Steelers is a shithead, a supreme shithead. But
wait, is he the shit? I thought George Pickens was the shithead.
They're both shitheads.
No. Deontay Johnson. I thought
Deontay's worse.
Okay,
Deontay's worse.
Well, I mean, we know just how well the ownership group and everything else is in Carolina. I'm sure they'll mentor him into good behavior.
Yeah, that's not good. Maybe Adam Thielen can calm him down a little bit. But they were going to cut Dante Jackson, the corner, who's really fallen off over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And then they traded him for Deontay Johnson, basically. And it's like, okay, we were going to cut him, so we'll take a decent receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Why not? Good. We need receivers, so I like it. I like that move. But I don't like the Brian Burns trade. Not that I am against trading him, but like, you waited, you blew it, you traded him for nothing. Like, that's pretty rough. That's not great. But the team is dumb. They're not good, and they're not going to get better anytime soon. So, but 2 big linemen that Bryce Young can't see over, but we'll figure it out. I did go into like deep drafting, and like, can we get Arch Manning?
Well, yeah. You know what I
mean? Can we get bad enough where we replace Bryce Young in like 3 years with Arch Manning? And then I thought about
yes.
And then it is possible, but also like there's no way the Mannings are gonna let him get drafted by the Panthers. There's no way.
The only way is
Peyton's the coach.
If Arch Manning gets 30% ownership in
right. They would have to
Panthers.
I'm gonna say this right now, beginning of season 3. I think the Saints are gonna get Arch Manning.
Wow.
The timing of that would work out.
It works out, doesn't it?
Timing
And
that would
keep
work
it going
out.
to his grandfather's team.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Just saying. Think keep that in the back of your mind over the next couple of years.
We'll see if he's any good. We haven't seen him play yet. So
that's true.
We'll see. I'm sure he'll be good.
He is Cooper's kid.
Right. Yeah.
He is Cooper's kid.
The busted third wheel of the Mannings.
My brother's least favorite Manning.
Archie's too. Archie's too.
He was Archie's favorite for a while. Peyton would say that because he actually had grandkids. So, he's funny. I like Cooper. He did like Man on the.
Yes,
he did some Man on the Street stuff.
Yes,
He's funny.
He was.
He's the NFL royalty equivalent of Billy Carter. Nobody's quite sure why he's famous, but he's managed to worm his way in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not?
We elected the wrong Carter.
Yeah.
All right. For the rest of these, I think I want to do like winners, losers. Give me a winner. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down on these moves.
Hold on. We got to talk about Poochie and his team.
Poochie.
There's a lot going on with the Jets that we got to talk about.
You want to skip ahead to Poochie?
I want to go. I want to talk about the Jets. I want to talk about. So I actually like what they've done with their.
I was going to say, I think that they have done well. They have Mike Williams. They picked up Mike Williams.
Now that
Chargers cut him.
That I hate with a passion. I think that
it's a 1 year deal, though.
Of money for Mike Williams,
but it's 1 year.
Tear his ACL the first game. No,
he probably will, but it's no risk.
I love their O-line. I love their building.
Mike Williams has one job on that offense, which is run down the field and open it up for Garrett Wilson. That's all he's got to do.
Run down the field at MetLife Stadium. You want him to run down that field.
That's a good point.
3 torn ACLs under his belt.
That's a good point.
31, Drew.
Can't get worse.
No, I don't like that move, but I love bringing back Morgan Moses as the right tackle.
Yes.
I love signing Tyron Smith, right?
Yes.
From the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Great move. They signed a guard who was kind of on the younger side, which I like, big guard.
Yes.
This is great. This is smart.
They have no excuses now.
Yeah. I would still, by the way, though, if I'm them, I would still take a tackle because both those tackles are a little old, but get a young guy just in case. So, but
my dad said to me the other day, if the Jets take another defensive end in the first round, their entire front office should be fired on the spot.
Yeah. What do you think about them taking that tight end?
That's
I love that pick for them.
I think that's
I would love that.
If they come away with Brock Bowers,
right,
they will truly have no excuses.
Right.
They will be all in.
Be so good.
I think like a tackle is probably long term the wiser decision, but I still think getting a tight end like Brock Bowers there, really smart.
Yeah.
Yes. Huge weapon.
Right.
It's 10. They could easily get him. The Jets could be really good if Poochie can get his shit together long enough for a whole season, which is
it doesn't even matter now. They got Ty God, my boy.
They got the Ty God.
He's completed the Trinity. He's been in all New York teams.
Yes, he has.
And listen. Say make fun of Ty God at your own peril. Take the Jets last year and replace Zach Wilson with Ty God. They make the playoffs.
They go to the playoffs.
They absolutely make the playoffs.
They go to the playoffs.
Tyrod Taylor he will take no chances. He's the opposite of Zach Wilson. He will take absolutely none chances at all. But that's good enough on that team with Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson to get them to the playoffs.
Yes.
So I think they're in great shape. I like them way more than the Dolphins this year.
Will he take chances with MILFs, though? That's the important question.
Maybe. No, Tyrod's efficient. He doesn't need
Mark, I think you're right. I think the Dolphins are due for like a crash and burn.
Yeah.
I think they are a prime candidate to end up like 4-13.
Their window maybe closed already.
Specifically as it relates to Poochie, though, what's the under-over on number of times the MetLife Stadium PA plays Hail to the Chief?
That's right, 600? Vice President Poochie.
He was offered the vice presidentship for RFK.
Oh my god!
Maybe it's either him or Jesse Ventura.
Not.
Listen to what you just said, Ryan.
No, that's a sentence I just said, and it was real.
How did we just gloss over that?
Listen, I was talking to my brother and my dad about this. Jets fans both. We all came to the same conclusion, which is in a vacuum, this story is surprising. But it is not surprising because of who the player is that's involved.
Yeah. I can't believe I just glossed over that shit.
I thought that's why we were going there.
Yeah, right.
Yes, we should. He was seriously considering, we think, being a vice presidential candidate while also being a starting NFL quarterback.
What do you mean was? I think he is.
Yeah.
You think he's still in?
Nah.
I thought RFK picked someone else.
Listen, man, I have zero political aspirations personally, but like, it wouldn't matter what crazy tin pot candidate came to me if he was like, "I want you as my VP." I'd at least give that a wing. I
Sure.
would raise Cain in the White House.
You could definitely have that on your resume moving forward. Former
Vice presidential candidate.
100%. Well, this is
I
why
think
I
I'm
want
the
this.
best suited
like,
for this Taco Bell manager job.
I texted Mark and other Greg this the day after this story broke. I was like, all right, if you study chaos theory at all, there are now 3 possibilities that must exist somewhere out in the time space, which is 1, that Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl with the Jets and then immediately has to resign to go be vice president of the United States.
That would be
2,
insane.
and perhaps the most likely outcome, that Aaron Rodgers takes the Jets to like the AFC Championship game, but then bags them and has to retire to go to the inauguration ceremony, and they're left in the hands of Tyrod. And number 3, through some miracle process I can't even divine, RFK Jr. wins the presidency and then immediately dies, and Aaron Rodgers is now president of the United States. Like, all of these possibilities now exist.
Yeah. Ain't no way, by the way, in an Aaron Rodgers administration, Cole Beasley isn't minister of something.
100%.
Health and Human Services.
Yeah.
No doubt he can.
The Aaron Rodgers cabinet is going to be
God.
That's going to be
insane.
the theme of that's going to be the theme of season 3 of this
Moving
show is
forward,
Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers' cabinet.
Pat McAfee is in their fucking defense.
Press secretary.
Now,
Press
Aaron,
secretary.
Aaron, you ever play Kerplunk? I could be minister.
Oh no! His chief of staff. Oh god!
Is there a secretary of offense? I'll be that one.
Yeah.
Is there a gold zone in America? Guess who? It's me,
It's your boy.
Nathaniel Hackett.
Beep. Oh shit.
You're not coaching offense anymore.
Look, and I think Drew's absolutely right in the sense of there's a real possibility of a universe in which Aaron Rodgers becomes president.
President of the United States.
Because here's the thing. RFK is a Kennedy. How does he not get shot?
He's
Right?
getting shot.
He's already begging for it. I'm just
Aaron Rodgers is gonna shoot him.
Uncle, dead. Father, dead. Other uncle should have been dead.
He's cursed. Oh my god.
And again, this dovetails into my theory about the Jets, that they're cursed by Joe Namath. The Kennedy curse and the Namath curse come together and obliterate the cosmos.
You mean Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Joe Namath?
Oh my god.
He's
I
gonna
want to kiss you on the mouth.
sexy ladies.
That's all he says.
There's your
You
Health
got
and
a
Human
pretty
Services right there.
Oh god.
Head of the CDC, Joe Namath.
Joe Rogan is the head of the CDC.
Oh yeah,
That's what it would be.
Yeah, you're right.
Everyone has to take AG1 now.
Ugh.
Oh god. Well, Poochie, there you go. You got your Poochie in. You got any more Poochie? Vice President Poochie? President Poochie?
Yeah.
There's so many more things I want to say, but it's a football show, so we don't need to do it.
Stopped us before.
I know.
We'll talk about that after the show's over.
When you say, like, oh my god, they're like, oh, look at all these stupid things that he said, and he's like, I didn't mean it. Yes, you did.
Yeah, as I said to Mark last night, if you are in a position where you have to defend that you didn't say that a massacre happened, you are
Right.
already well down the rabbit
Yeah,
hole.
you're in trouble.
Yeah, I was telling Drew, one of my friends at work is a big Jets fan, and I just walked by his desk. I'm like, did you hear what Aaron Rodgers said about Sandy Hook? And he just put his head down on the table. He's like, you never want to hear a sentence start like that.
No.
That's not good.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god! All right, the Eagles signed Saquon Barkley away from the Giants. What'd you think of this move?
I love this for the
Smart.
Eagles. I love
Why
it.
not?
It might be worth the tampering charge they're apparently dealing with.
Well,
Yeah,
they ditched DeAndre Swift. They let him go to the
Your
Bears.
Your team is evidently on the verge of collapse anyway. Swing for the fences.
Yeah, right.
I know. Since the show happened, the Eagles lost their They lost Jason Kelsey, and they lost their top defensive veteran there too. He retired as well. So the
Fletcher
two
Cox.
most
Oh, Fletcher Cox. Yeah,
Fletcher
right.
Cox, thank you. The two most veteran voices in the locker room that was already fucked are both gone. So can you imagine what's going to happen now with the two like level-headed dudes not being there? That's not going to be good.
I like that it adds a little spice to that. There was always a good rivalry there, but I really like how angry both sides or the Giants are toward the Eagles. I dig that. So
I didn't like the Tiki Barber. I don't like Tiki Barber.
no, Tiki Barber
no.
sucks.
And his like he's dead to us like was
Yeah.
just all for clout and clicks.
That's right. The Giants are going to never win a Super Bowl without Tiki Barber. Remember that.
Nobody in history has more unanswered calls than Tiki Barber the
Yeah.
day after the Giants win the Super Bowl.
Holy shit.
Yeah, right. Because he shit all over Eli Manning and the team, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And then he
So they
retired
never
and they won.
Yep. So
Yep.
they never win without him. Whoops.
There you go. Oopsie.
Maybe they weren't going to win without Rondé Barber.
Mm,
Proven.
Oh, Ron.
My personal favorite barber.
Yeah, the better barber, the nicer barber.
Yeah, the good barber.
What is it? Take a bullet for Rondé and put one in Tiki is what they used to say.
Oh,
geez.
I just want to point out both of my favorite quarterbacks are on new teams. Drew Lock,
Yes.
one of my all-time favorites, is on the Giants, and he's going to get that job at some point. Drew Lock is going to be the
Why
starting
not?
quarterback
Yeah,
of the New York Giants.
He'll start a game this year.
He's
for
at
sure.
least going to get one.
Yeah, right. Yep.
There's no way Dan Jones survives the whole season.
No,
There's
Dan
no way.
Jones. Actually, I read somewhere that the Giants actually have an incentive not to play him because of his
Yeah.
contract. They
Nothing
said
would
it's
surprise me.
better if they don't play him because then they can.
It's a
cut
Russell
him
Wilson
this year.
situation.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
They're going to have
Or
a
next
ton of
year,
dead
maybe.
money.
Right,
Yeah. And if he's hurt, they can't do it.
right.
Drew Lock is my guy. He's gonna be good.
Mhm.
He's gonna put the backpack on again. He's gonna ride again.
And then
I
your
can't
boy,
wait. And then my other boy, Sam Howell,
gone.
is gone. He's the Seahawks backup. I like this for him.
That's fine. That's actually a
I
good landing
like
spot
it.
for him.
There's again a realistic chance to start this year.
Yeah.
Again, another shot to start. Someone described, I forget who it was now, described Sam Howell, and they said, like, the argument was, he's still young, you could still get something out of him, and the other person said, there's enough tape on this guy to prove that he's no good. You don't want him.
He
And it
is-
made me laugh out loud.
He's got a Colt McCoy career trajectory going
Yeah,
on. So he
right.
will be a
He'll
backup
be
for
around.
15
He'll be
years.
around.
Yeah.
He'll be around.
Forever below the line.
Yes.
Shockingly, the number one spender in free agency, the Washington Commanders.
They had all that money. What else are they going to do with it?
They got a
had
new
to.
ownership
All
group.
these guys.
Yeah.
Do you like any of their signings?
They were all needed. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if I like them or not. At least they're like warm bodies. So
They have Marcus Mariota now. They have
I don't like
Austin
that.
Eckler to pair with Brian Robinson Jr.
uh,
They signed, I didn't know this guy was still around. Jamison Crowder is back.
damn.
Zach Ertz is their new tight end.
I
signed
also
a couple-
enjoy Madden 19 or Madden
I was
2016.
going to say,
Yeah.
yeah, they think it's 2018.
They signed several offensive linemen, and then defense, they signed a ton of dudes. Dante Fowler Jr., Frankie Louvu from my team,
He's good. He's good.
Bobby Wagner,
He's old. Again, what is
Yep.
with
Michael Davis, James Pierre, Jeremy Chin from my team as a safety.
Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, they got him.
He's
Yeah.
like,
How
he's
is-
back again.
Stephon Gilmore's a free agent. He's definitely going to Washington. That seems to
They
be
got all so many signings. I guess they'll be better. Their defense was horrible last year. I don't think we.
Well,
I mean,
I
we covered
think
that,
that
but-
division is up for grabs. I think Philly
with
is
the
gonna
Eagles
continue to
downturn.
nosedive.
Yeah.
The Giants are terrible, and Dallas is going to Dallas.
Oh,
Like,
let's
Mike
talk about
McCarthy is gonna
Dallas.
Mike McCarthy's going to get a chicken wing caught in his throat by like week 4.
didn't they say at the end that they were all in for this year?
We're going all in.
They
That's
have
what
done
they said.
nothing.
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 They have done nothing.
That's not true. They lost Tyron Smith.
That's true.
They have 4 signings. 4. That's it. They signed. They
And not anybody you
re-signed
care about.
some guy we don't care about. They got Eric Kendricks, linebacker. Sure.
But they lost Van Der Esch.
Van Der Esch is
retired.
retiring, right?
Yeah.
And now Dak is being sued. So Dak has some drama this offseason.
Yeah.
What's happening with Dak? I didn't hear that.
He's getting sued by somebody for sexual misconduct or something, right?
It's if you read the story, it's
yeah, there's a lot.
It's questionable.
A lot
It's
of he
definitely
said, she
questionable.
said.
Yeah,
But still, he's got to deal with that in the offseason. They signed 4 people. That's it. They lost Tony Pollard, who wasn't great for them, but he wasn't terrible. They have no running back. Who do they?
this is not a good year for running backs either.
They lost Dan. They lost Dan Quinn. They don't have him anymore. They have
All
Mike
in.
Zimmer. They have Mike Zimmer as their D coordinator now.
Yep.
He's okay.
If they want to give up a first rounder for Stephon, we'll do that. That's fine.
Who?
I still think that's up in a possibility.
I was thinking about this in relation to Eckler. Who was it that traded for Joe Mixon?
The Houston Texans.
Yeah, Texans.
Is like, are we at the point now where, like, if a running back gets traded, that's the signal that it's over for him?
Yes.
You know, like Mixon's been a horse for Cincinnati, but I can't think of a guy in recent years who has changed teams and been as good or better than he was before. It's like if a guy changes teams now, he must be spent.
And the Bengals knew what they were going to cut him. They were
I know.
basically saying let's get rid of this guy.
Mixon went to Houston.
Right.
Yeah.
Texans.
Yeah.
But they were talking about like just moving on from him altogether, and Houston's like, we'll give you like a 7th rounder or something like that.
Yeah, and he's not that old.
No, but
he's
he has
not
a
that
lot
old,
of
but
mileage.
his usage rate is high.
Yeah, really.
I think he'll be okay on the Texans.
The Texans had a good offseason. Texans look good.
Yeah.
Look, to me, where did I hear the other day? Somebody else was basically with a coaching job came up recently. They were like hot to trot for D'Amico, and he ended up going to Houston instead. Somebody last season, I can't remember who.
Broncos.
No, you're right. Yeah,
Broncos wanted him, and they
wanted him over.
Second choice was Sean Payton.
Yeah, because they're like, D'Amico Ryans is going to be a really good head coach. We want him, and he's like, now I'm going to go to Houston.
Yep. Houston shored up some defense. They brought in Danielle Hunter from the Vikings.
Yeah, very good player.
Big deal. They also brought in some corners. Jeff Kuda, still bouncing around. That guy was like the 4th overall pick.
3rd overall pick.
Yeah, right.
Several times now.
Dear God, I just realized the Vikings have really shit the bed. They've taken a lot of hits on this in this offseason.
Yeah, losing Danielle Hunter too.
Right. Yeah, right. I did forgot all about that.
They did pick up the Tech. They basically traded the Texans guy who's pretty good, ended up on the Vikings. So,
but he's still not. I mean, Danielle Hunter, I feel like is a premier player.
And if you're the Baltimore Ravens, why do you ever pass the ball?
Yeah,
seriously.
What a great
They're not going to need to now because they picked up Derrick Henry for a pretty good contract.
To their running back stable as it was.
Right.
Like, just imagine the various looks that they're going to be able to throw at you between Derrick Henry and everybody else. Like,
they should be in the T formation. I know nobody does that anymore, but they really should be.
Just run the wishbone.
Yeah,
I still feel bad for J.K. Dobbins. I think he's a free agent.
I do too.
But he's gone. I loved him coming out of college, and
his career is essentially over.
It is over. It sucks.
He's always hurt. So
he's the new Kajana Carter.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Buccaneers real quick. The Buccaneers re-signed everybody. They re-signed Baker Mayfield to a $100 million contract. That guy bet on himself and got paid, so good for him.
Now he's got to live up to the contract, though.
I don't think that's going to happen. Mike Evans is back. They brought him back.
That's defenders. A little surprising.
Yeah,
I really thought they might deal him, but
it's $25 million a year for him, though.
That's a lot for somebody on the other side of 30. I think he's like 32, actually.
Yeah, he is.
It's a little risky.
I just looked something up because it made me remember somebody. I've probably mentioned this on the podcast before, but one of my friends from high school married Steve Gregory, the guy who picked up the butt fumble.
Yeah.
So I've had an adult beverage with that gentleman. It was hilarious. Because it just dawned on me, he's now actually coaching at Vanderbilt. So we know somebody who coaches at Vandy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which means I'm like 1 degree of separation away from Jay Cutler, which is kind of the dream, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is a dream. Let's get him in here. Let's get him as a guest.
Doors.
Doesn't he have a mushroom farm now? I mean, he's doing something that would very much be Jay Cutler.
Yes.
Yeah. I will forever be a Jay Cutler.
Oh yeah,
I love Jay Cutler.
Amazing.
I love his entire demeanor of the NFL.
He wasn't a good quarterback, but I love his personality.
His apathy.
He was decent. He was okay.
He was okay.
I think in the right scenario, he's around the Orton line.
Yeah. I can't remember if he has the mushroom farm or Jake Plummer, but either way, I think I'm right.
Jake
They
Plummer,
might-
I think
maybe they both do.
Yeah.
Maybe they work together. I
Yeah.
feel like they would be friends. Let's go over some people I had listed as winners. I had the Ravens listed as a winner.
Yep.
The Derrick Henry thing.
It's
Why not?
Plummer. Plummer's got the mushroom farm.
Well, okay, got it.
Okay. All right. What about the Packers? Josh Jacobs
Yeah,
in, Aaron Jones out. You like that move?
that's a lateral move, but they got who else did they sign? I remember them getting somebody good.
They also picked up Xavier McKinney from the
Yes,
Giants.
there it is.
Somehow
Yeah.
the Giants couldn't
Really
keep
like
him.
him.
Nice safety. Best safety
Yep.
on the free agency market there.
Yep.
AJ Dillon's back. Okay, great.
Mhm.
Got a secondary guy.
I like AJ Dillon.
They're young. They're so young. Like Josh Jacobs is
Yeah.
like their oldest player.
I think Drew's Packers are
Drew's Packers.
absolutely going to have a great season.
Yeah.
I think the
I do
pieces
too.
fell into place last year. They almost knocked off the Niners. They looked good against
Yep.
the Niners.
And
Jordan
I
Love's a baller. That dude can play, and I don't know what alchemy or sort of who's buried under Lambeau Field that gives the Packers
Don Mikowski.
once every
Aw.
30. There's 3 in a row.
Yep.
They legit hit on 3 franchise quarterbacks in a row.
And look at that division. Like the Bears are probably a couple of years away. The Vikings are going to be real bad, and the Lions, like they got to do it again. Now everyone's gunning for you. Can you do it again? So
I think the Lions are going to be okay.
I didn't
think they're
mind
gonna
what the
be-
Lions did. They kind of shored up their offensive line a little bit. They got DJ Reader from the Bengals. He's a good player.
he is a good player.
Yeah, but they're
Um,
going to have a tougher. They're going to have a tougher schedule
They
this
are.
year.
They have
will.
a first place schedule.
They
will.
Yep.
They will.
I think there's going to be I don't think they're going to go like only win 4 games, but I think there's going to be a bit of a drop off.
Yeah, but I still think they're pretty decent.
Packers
Um,
are primed to take that division.
I agree.
They
Mike.
are. For some reason, the NFL let the Chiefs get a wide receiver. What are we doing here?
What did they get?
Marquise Hollywood Brown
Wow.
on a 1-year,
You know
$11
why.
million contract.
That's fine.
It's not that great. I mean, it's not the greatest, but also like that's what they needed. They needed wide receiver help, and they got him. They re-signed Chris Jones to a ton of fucking money. Drew
We
Crank-
stole their
Crank goes
safety,
back.
so fuck them.
Snead is back on the tag if he can stay. I mean, I like what they did. I think they're a winner. They got another guy who can catch balls and at least go deep. They haven't had that player in the last couple of years.
Kermit goes to Hollywood.
Yeah, there you go. Those are some winners. Here are people I listed as losers. You can correct me if I'm wrong here. The Jacksonville Jaguars, losers.
Oh yeah.
That's been true since the inception of their franchise.
Yeah, right. they did pick up Armstead from the 49ers,
Blake Bortles, Ryan.
but
Blake Bortles.
that's true. But also,
AFC Championship game starter. Blake
I know.
Bortles.
yeah, right. Gabe Davis went there.
$40 million for a guy who doesn't know his
Gabe-
left from his right.
Gabe Davis.
More like
Literacy's
Gabe,
overrated.
Am I right?
They
Very
didn't
overrated.
they didn't pay Josh Allen the defensive end. I thought that was weird. They paid everybody but him.
Yep.
What the hell are you doing? Why didn't you just pay Josh Allen? Okay. Losers, the Chargers. Now we know what's happening here. Harbaugh is scrubbing
Cleaning house.
decks,
Yep.
but they have
Yeah,
nothing.
They were in
Nothing.
cap hell.
Yeah.
They have nothing.
There's not a lot.
Their entire offense is gone.
And the
Everybody.
problem is they also like they let Khalil Mack stay, but that's just another. I know he did have a very good
Great
year
year.
last year, but
Yeah.
like that there is a cliff that he's going to hit very shortly. So I don't know. I would have tried to keep Keenan Allen over.
That was
or
a
Khalil
weird
Mack.
move. That was weird.
Although,
why
I
don't you
don't
just
know,
keep
man?
him?
At this point, Keenan Allen rattles every time he takes a step.
That's true, but he had a great season, and
Like he's not only over 30, he's well over 30.
he's 30.
And he's had a lot of injuries. 33.
But he's got an old man game. Like he's perfect. He's not gonna. He plays old man basketball, football. Like
Yeah, he's just
at the
all
top of the-
elbows.
yeah, right. He's not running anywhere for real.
He's like an old man golfer
Yeah.
who plays
Yeah.
with a pitching wedge the entire
Yeah.
the entire
Right,
round, but still
Who was
somehow
that-
shoots like 40.
Who was that Marlins pitcher who was like 65 years old that they had?
Oh, not Jamie Moyer.
Well, there you go. That's a
Jamie
good one.
Moyer played
That's a-
till he was Michael
right.
Penix's age.
He's kind of like that. I had the Chargers at a loser in free agency, but we know they're going to pick some people and fix it quickly.
Yeah.
But they got nothing right now in the cupboard. Dallas, I had as a loser. Patriots, losers.
Yeah.
What did they do?
the
Jacoby Brissett.
I will give the Patriots this one silver lining on their awful free agency class is nothing they were going to do in free agency was going to fix them.
No, right.
So why spend the money?
I suppose, but like you're really going to roll out Antonio Gibson as your starting running back?
They signed KJ Osborne, who I actually do like, the receiver from Minnesota.
Yeah.
But in his introductory press conference, it was all about rebuilding this team and how he's in it for the long haul and he knows it's not going to be a quick turnaround. If you hear that during a free agent press conference and you're a fan, it's going to be a long year.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I mean, it's just a lot of.
And sure, they're going to roll
stopgaps.
out Antonio Gibson. This team rolled out Antoine Smith, as Mark would remember. There's one very specific way to tackle him,
Yes, there is.
Oh boy.
which we won't talk about on television.
We can't do that. We can't do that. Losers, the Dolphins. We already talked about that.
Talked about
being
them.
Big losers. Broncos did basically nothing. Big losers for me.
You know what though? They know what they are.
They know,
Yeah.
They know what they are at this
That's
point.
why they traded Jerry Judy for
Yep.
10 cents or whatever.
They
They're-
traded
Did
him
they
to
trade-
the
they traded him?
Browns.
I can't
They're going
remember.
to keep a
Yeah.
close eye on Quinn Ewers this year.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah. No, I think they're picking Bo Nix.
Oh God.
They're
This
Bo
year?
Nix.
Why not? Why
Yeah,
not?
I think they're going to take Bo Nix, which is also going to make them a loser in my book. The Browns I have as losers, although they got Jameis Winston, so they got 2 out of 3
So definitely
slots
losers.
filled
Yeah.
with criminals. Why did they not bring back Joe Flacco? Why?
He's not
Like
a sick criminal. I don't know. Maybe that was a prereq.
because he's too nice.
Yeah. That
But
I
it
can't.
doesn't make any sense. He like played really well for you. Wouldn't you bring him back?
You need a backup quarterback.
Yes,
I
Jameis
understand that.
Winston.
You have to understand the optics of this situation here.
They
There
don't.
Gardner Minshew was available. Like he
Wasn't. The Raiders scooped him
The
up.
Raiders got
I'm
him
just saying,
first.
though, at the
Yeah.
beginning of if you really needed somebody, you could have gone after
Could have
Gardner.
gone down to Gardner Minshew.
Right.
Could have
There's
gotten Sam Howell.
Right.
I think
Sam-
if Drew
Sam
had his way, you
Darnold
could
and-
still get Gardner Minshew if you want.
Yes,
Why not?
make me an offer. You can have him and Aiden O'Connell.
As the
Take them
Browns-
both off my hands.
You can't do this. You just can't do this.
Apparently, you can.
Ugh.
They can and they did.
And then Jameis was talking about how he can't wait to get there and teach Deshaun how to be a better man. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Jameis.
He said those words.
He said he can't wait to get to Cleveland to teach Deshaun to be a better man.
What Jameis needs more than anything is an anti-publicist.
Yeah.
He needs
Don't talk,
someone
don't
over
talk,
his
don't talk,
shoulder
don't
who just
talk,
goes,
don't talk.
"Don't talk. Stop talking.
Listen,
There will
Here's
be
what
less
needs
of
to
a
happen.
problem if you come this way, sir."
Here's what needs to happen. It's the same thing that's happening, not to get overly political, with the current election cycle is you like Trump getting gag orders from judges that doesn't allow him to speak. Deshaun also needs someone to just stop him from talking. There needs to be like a legal gag order on Deshaun from speaking.
On Jameis Winston.
yeah.
On Jameis Winston, rather. Yeah.
Oh.
Because I mean,
When you said gag order, Deshaun got excited. He thought you were talking about ball gags.
Jameis, listen, buddy. Supermarket Publix is right down the road. Let's just take a trip. You and me, we'll just hang out in the seafood aisle.
I'll teach you how to be a better
Just hang out,
man.
man.
Oh my god.
we
Who
can
could
book
they
the trip.
sign?
We can book the trip on Cam Newton's laptop.
He's got a
God.
couple.
That would be there's your third stringer right there, Cam.
Cam
Bring
Newton.
him in.
Yeah, might as
Get him
well at
out
this
there.
point.
See him
Go for
throwing
the-
those guys around. He could be
Yeah.
he could be on the offensive line.
That was actually pretty cool.
Look, I just don't think, somebody I saw it somewhere say it. People do not understand the size and scale of Cam Newton.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
God,
And how the
yeah.
man
He's
is
a
just an
massive
absolute
human.
Jesus.
unit.
Yeah, I mean, we always think of
He didn't
quarterbacks
even,
as
he didn't
being
even use
fragile.
his hat to Toontown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We think of quarterbacks as being fragile because of the way they're treated on the field, but like some of these dudes are big dudes.
Oh my
like
God, yeah.
Dante Culpepper was the size of a truck.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love Dante.
I
She
did too.
I wish she did better.
Yeah.
I wish she did better. All right, losers. The Rams. They lost Aaron Donald, so they're automatically losers.
Losers.
Mark's
But they
Rams.
got
Losers.
America's most handsome quarterback.
I am
They did
abandoning the
pick up
Rams.
Jimmy
just to let
G?
you know. I'm abandoning the Rams. I'll find a new team for next
Wait,
year.
you're
man.
abandoning the Rams?
Yep, they're not Mark's Rams anymore. I'll find a new one. Don't worry.
Breaking
Look,
news. Oh my
yeah.
god.
Jimmy G's going to be living the dream because he's back to being a backup, and he's just going to plow his
In
way through
LA?
That's true.
LA porn
He's also-
stars. That's all he's
He's
gonna
also
do.
suspended for like 4 games
2
for
games.
PEDs
Yeah,
or
right.
something, or 2 games. For,
See here, but I think there needs to be proof that his performance was actually enhanced
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah, right.
didn't seem like it was enhanced last year.
It was not.
Can he appeal with that? Actually, it was bad, guys. I don't
Let's
need
go to
this.
the tape. Let's go to the
It
tape.
didn't work. It didn't work. Oh, Jimmy G's gone. Loser, whoever trades up for JJ McCarthy?
Oh yeah.
Are they going to be a big loser?
Yes.
It's bad enough if you just take him, let alone trade up for
Trade
him,
up for
which
him.
somebody will.
That has the look of a man who's going to get a coach fired.
Yes, it does.
It sure does. Kevin O'Connell, we'll see you. Thanks
Yeah.
for the memories. This one is not a winner or a loser. I don't know. The Titans, what are they doing?
I kind of like what they're doing.
You like it? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
I think they overpaid for Calvin Ridley, but him and DeAndre Hopkins. I forgot DeAndre Hopkins is still there. I think that's a pretty good receiving core. I
They
don't know.
signed Mason Rudolph,
Yeah,
Tony Pollard. Calvin Ridley is getting $92
I know.
million. This is the team that said they could not afford A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and pay Calvin Ridley.
Turns out Calvin Ridley owes $4.5 million to Shohei Ohtani's translator.
Oh, there it is.
God.
That's a big old mess
Mm-hmm.
that I enjoy.
So weird.
It's the weirdest story.
And apparently, I
it's a
saw
good
somewhere
one.
where the MLB's like, we have no need to investigate Shohei
right.
Ohtani.
Yep.
Everything is fine. We're
Yep.
all fine.
It's like-
This is a
Neymar.
personal matter.
It's like when Goodell burned the Spygate tapes.
Yes.
Nothing
Yeah,
to
right.
see here. I burned them. What about Tom Brady's cell phone during the? Oh no, we
Nope,
destroyed
Nothing. Burned it.
it. Wait, where's this NFL cauldron that you burn all this shit? Goodell,
It's
are
in
you
his
doing?
basement, next to his leather
Yeah.
chair.
Right next to the chair in the bowl of Skittles.
Yeah.
an oiled up Rob Ryan in the corner. He's just
Just
He's
dancing
over there in the
Careless
corner.
Whisper. Oil up Rob Ryan dancing to Careless Whisper.
light that fire. Oiled up Rob Ryan. Use your oils. Roll around on those logs real quick. All right, so the Titans are not a winner, or they are?
I don't know. I'm okay with what they did.
Okay.
In that division, they
I'm
might well end up a winner.
I'm agnostic.
We're gonna find out real quick if Will Levis has got the stuff or not, because
You
I
got
he's got the weapons now.
you got the
He's
milk now.
He's got plenty of weapons
I've got a feeling.
deep inside. Oh yeah.
No, he does not have it.
Okay. All
He,
right.
in fact, will not have it.
All right. We have another category to go here.
Caleb's dead. It's gonna be so sad. Hey, Caleb, do you want to come to Chicago? Hope you enjoy getting sacked every time you throw. Here's some life advice you're gonna need to know. Don't drink from the Green River or eat the yellow snow. Good thing you got used to losing there at USC. Chicago loves losers. Just look at the Cubbies. Caleb's dad is gonna be real sad if it's 3 years of saving Eberflus's ass. To be the top pick would be the meanest trick. With that NIL cash, you can't better be a bear.
Oh, it's really come true now.
It's
That
happening
was
now.
prophetic.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is going to be the number 1 pick, and he's going to go to the Bears, and his dad is going to be upset about it, I assume. Although maybe not now.
As are the Bears fans that I know.
Yeah, they're not happy.
Bears
Rather
fans
stuck
are-
with Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Rightly
Bears fans
or
are mad
wrongly.
about this?
Yeah.
Wow. Why?
They,
You're
I
gonna-
don't know. They have some loyalty to Justin Fields.
For
They're
what?
concerned about Caleb Williams not winning all of his games at USC. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I just know this is how they feel.
Yeah, I think
Well,
Caleb
he's-
Williams is just going out of his way to say he doesn't want to play with Chicago, and then we're like, I guess I
Maybe.
will.
Yeah, maybe that.
Like, yeah.
Maybe that. I can
I
understand
mean, they
that.
did go out and do a whole bunch of stuff.
He's
Yeah.
got
Oh, yeah.
he's got
Yes.
some pieces there.
The important
Yeah.
thing is he avoided Arizona,
Yes, right.
That all worked out.
Mhm.
which was really the target.
That was the most important thing.
Speaking of places Arch Manning won't go.
Right.
For sure. Chicago brought in DeAndre Swift. We talked about that. Keenan Allen, they got from a trade. Dante Pettis, whatever. Some old linemen. Gerald Everett from the Chargers. Jalen Johnson re-signed. Kevin Bard from the Eagles
Oh, yeah,
is
the
over there
safety. He's
now.
good.
Jonathan Owens from the Packers, right? Is over there. So he's coming into a way better offense than most rookie quarterbacks. He's going to have DJ Moore. He's going to have Keenan Allen. He's going to have Gerald Everett, if you care about him, and
Very
DeAndre
likely,
Swift.
I think a first-round receiver at number 9.
They still have
So,
another pick, which
yeah.
probably should be an offensive lineman at this rate. Their offensive line is a little
I think
weak,
they'll want to
but-
take a receiver to grow with Caleb Williams. I think they will take.
I mean, they certainly could have options there at 9
Yeah.
to get a really nice player. So I think
Brock
he's
Bowers.
going to, yeah,
Yeah.
I would do that. Honestly, I would do, if I was in the range, I would just pick
Oh,
him.
Brock Bowers can block too, which is,
Yeah.
that's
I like how Mel Kiper talks about him. He just goes, he's a weapon. He's not a tight end. He's a weapon. He's like a crazy mad scientist. But yeah, that would be a sick pickup.
Mhm.
Caleb Williams is going into a good situation.
Yep. Maybe
And
that's
it
why he's
scares
confident.
me because it's the Bears and they're stupid. So
Except he's not going
But
to know who his coach is because he has to avoid all of his Saddam Hussein body
Yeah,
doubles.
right.
that's not his offensive coach. I mean, Eberflus doesn't touch the offense.
No, but I mean, I think it's a situation where the Bears were not they're not as terrible as number 1 pick, and they went out
True.
and made some moves for
Yeah.
him. Like, this is not a traditional scenario where like you're going to the shittiest team. You're going to a team that was moderately shitty. With
They weren't as bad as we
Why-
thought they would be.
no, they're not. And I think it was just because I think it was a bad match, and I think Eberflus is going to be gone. Like, I think that he's probably going to get canned at some point.
I think
But I think
Caleb
there's-
Williams would probably want that. So
Probably.
Yep.
And I think it's something where there's enough pieces around him in that division. Yes, I think the Packers are going to be very good, but I also think the Vikings are going to be a dumpster fire, and I think the Lions are going to be coming down. Like, the Bears have a window to
Maybe.
get out of that division. Like, it's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. Whereas,
He
like, going to
certainly has-
Arizona, like, you're doomed forever.
I mean, even CJ Stroud didn't have a supporting cast like this.
right.
And he had an
Mhm.
amazing season. So
Mm-hmm.
he had Noah Brown, and like he had Tank Dell. He didn't have this kind of a group. So if Caleb Williams is actually any good, he's going into a good spot potentially. That brings us to the mock draft. Do you want to bring us to the mock draft, Mark?
Yeah. So
What we
let's
got
just do-
now?
We'll do the top 5, and then I want to go over our teams here. So
All
top
right.
5 in order. Okay. So what we got is Caleb Williams, number 1 to the Bears. This is, by the way,
Yes, done
CBS's
deal.
mock draft they just put out today.
Okay.
Number 2, Jaden Daniels to the Washington Commanders.
He's risen up quite a bit.
They then have a trade. The New England Patriots trade down to the Vikings. Vikings trade up and take Drake May at number 3.
Okay.
Kirk
Uh,
Cousins 2.0.
Yep. The Cardinals do the very smart move and take Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 4. The Chargers take Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, at number 5. And then just to name some of the other quarterbacks who are going in the draft, they do have J.J. McCarthy going to the Patriots, which would be hysterical.
Why not?
Wow.
And then they have, let's see, any other quarterbacks in the first? Does not look like it, actually.
Wow, no Raiders
We
quarterback.
have 4. Yeah. So our teams. Let's see here. So we have Talisi Fuaga, offensive tackle, going number 13 to the Raiders.
Great.
Sure.
Okay. They have the Bills taking, cover your ears, Ryan, Ad Mitchell from Texas at number 28. They have the Niners taking Kingsley Suamatia, offensive tackle from BYU.
Okay.
And then finally, the Panthers take your boy, my boy, Lad McConkey. With the first overall.
Why do they keep doing this?
That's such a great name, though.
It
That is such a fantastic. Who's that?
CBS.
Yeah.
What are you
It sounds
doing?
like a cop drama.
Yeah.
McConkey.
They
Great
like
name.
Lad
He's not
McConkey.
that. He's not a second round first pick player.
Drew, if it makes you feel any better, they also have a second round here, and they have your Raiders taking Michael Penix.
Of course they do.
It says junior. I assume that's wrong.
You're not just getting Michael Penix. You're getting the Michael Penix family.
Yeah, right.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
All generations. All the way back to the dinosaurs.
In the second
Just,
round, they
I
have
don't know.
the Niners taking Ricky Purcell, wide receiver from Florida.
Oh, that dude can play.
And they have the
He's
Bills
a
taking
gamer.
Chris Jenkins, who I assume is the son of
Chris Jenkins.
Chris Jenkins. So
I love Chris
He is.
Jenkins. He blocked
Yeah.
a lot of field goals for us.
he played for that has to be him. He
Played
played
for
for
the
Michigan.
Panthers.
Yeah, that had to be.
Okay. I don't like my draft, but you guys sound like you got. Yeah. What else is new? What else is new?
Apparently, I just saw. I just was checking the tweeter. Kentucky lost.
Oh man.
Oh,
in
interesting.
tournament, Oakland. Oakland beat them
Yeah,
Wow.
Golden Grizzlies.
80-76.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
They're
They're gonna have to fire.
John Calipari.
They're gonna have to
He's
fire
got a
him,
lifetime
right?
contract.
I don't think he's gonna keep that. All right.
Let's check the Kentucky Twitter and see what the fans are saying.
I'm sure
Oh,
they're,
boy.
they're not happy.
There are
sure
1.6 thousand responses already.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
believe it.
Ashley Judd is taking this well.
Yes.
Oh yes, of course. Very exciting news here. It's time for the Orton Line
Hell yeah.
2.0, which is gonna make me mad, I'm sure. That's what it's designed to do now.
Yeah.
Get me upset. All right, so the way this works is the Orton line, if you don't remember, is the Mendoza line, the border of good quarterbacks to meh, and usually the defender of the Orton line is somebody you would all the quarterbacks below, you would rather have that person.
Mhm.
Like, would I rather have a Kyle Orton or would I rather have a Blake Bortles? I don't think they overlapped, but you know what I'm saying. Kyle Orton was the originator of this thing.
Yep.
Yes.
And now we've got, so there's always a mid-season and an end of season.
End of season.
So this is it. Here we go. Number 1 is Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Not surprising. Number 2, he was number 1 at the beginning or at the mid-season. Number 2 is Lamar Jackson, moving up a few spots
Yeah.
to number 2. I don't hate that. I
No,
think you could be a
MVP.
little lower, but yeah. 3, Josh Allen. That seems fine. 4, CJ Stroud already. He's already up to 4.
Yeah.
Yep. He's
Which I-
surged up. Yep.
I'm
And-
not
and-
sure I would argue with.
There was some debate at 4 only because I think there was a general consensus that if Joe Burrow had been healthy for the whole year, he would have been 4.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
Or higher. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe. He was not, though. He comes in at 5, which is funny because he was hurt twice and Tua was not, but still Tua is below him. And I don't know if I argue with that.
The problem with Tua. Go ahead.
The 2000 NBA draft, Kenyon Martin broke his leg, missed his entire senior year, and was still the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. Sometimes it happens that way.
We talked about it too. Like, the issue with Tua is like he's almost becoming a little Dak Prescott-esque,
Yes.
where like he puts up great numbers, but man, when he has to win a game, it's just not happening. It's just it knocks him down a little bit there.
7, Jalen Hurts. He went from number 2 to number 7, and he had a really bad season at the second half. So,
Yep.
not surprising there, I guess.
Played hurt in his defense, but
yeah,
yes,
he
was
was-
not
he-
good in the second half.
Right. Yep. It wasn't all his fault.
We're
I mean, it was
cold at the Orton line. We don't take that, Sorry,
Correct.
but
no excuses at the Orton
Yeah.
line here. Number 8, Brock Purdy. I feel like this is fine as well.
I take
fought
issue
for
with
Brock.
him being ranked below Tua.
No, I fought for Brock Purdy to be lower than this. Be lucky you have him at 8.
You're
Wow.
wrong.
Lower?
Sit there with your wrongness.
Lower.
You have Neil O'Donnell's son as your quarterback. You shut up, sir.
Yeah, and he's well below the line.
Oh my God. Lower on Brock?
I had Brock lower than this. But
Justin
clearly
Herbert
I
is
was
9.
outvoted.
Herbert did not have a good season. Herbert is 9.
No.
He had a
10
terrible
is who I
season.
love. I was
10 is
banging the
Jordan
drum
Love.
for Jordan Love.
Should Jordan Love have been higher? Should have been higher on this list.
I think he's perfect where he is right there. I think he
Yes.
has the potential to go much higher though in the next couple
really,
years.
really the line here between Herbert and Love was Herbert had a good season last year and a great season 2 years ago.
Right.
Love has only had the one great season this year.
I could see
so we're-
Jordan Love kind of flipping with like a Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Like,
I can see that.
Jalen kind of coming down and Love filling that Jalen Hurts void.
And my
Maybe.
thing was too, Herbert had all the help in the world. He had Keenan Allen, he had Mike Williams, he had Austin Eckler, and
Yeah.
he still didn't put up a great year. I mean, some
No.
of those guys were hurt, I understand. But
And-
like Jordan Love did not have that help. He had rookie receivers and he put
Yeah.
up much better numbers
Yeah.
than Justin Herbert. But
And Herbert got a little bit of grace for Brandon Staley not understanding American football,
right.
but
Yeah,
that was a problem.
ultimately he ended up ahead of Love.
That was the problem. Brandon Staley is a big problem. Okay. Dak Prescott at 11.
Yep.
He
I mean-
could be lower.
But you'd
But-
still take him over Kyle Orton.
Right.
Yes. You would take him
Yeah.
over Trevor Lawrence. He had a bad season.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
Trevor did not play well last season.
He couldn't stay healthy.
No.
At what point are we really going to start to actually get serious about Trevor Lawrence not being good? Right?
This
One
At
year.
more
what
year. I would
point,
say one more year.
at
I
what
think it's
point
this
are we
year.
really, if it doesn't happen this year, I'm already kind of there. Like, I don't think this guy's that great. I think
It's
he's
debatable.
okay. He's okay. You'd probably rather have him than the bottom of this Orton line, but
But I think he's also the kind of guy where if he had landed on a different team,
On
we'd
a
be having
functional
much
football
team.
different
Good point, Mike.
conversation.
Good point.
maybe.
I think Jacksonville's just a dumpster fire, and I
Yeah.
could see him taking as a free agent walking away.
Trevor
Podcast
Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is living the nightmare of Caleb Williams' dad.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Dealing with
Like,
incompetence.
The East Coast version. This is
Yeah.
the East Coast version of the Cardinals.
Oh God. Baker Mayfield played well, got himself all the way up to number 13.
Yep.
Might have
One of
been
the
higher for
rare-
me.
one of the rare in the history of the Orton line, one of the rare veteran quarterbacks who played his way above the line from being
did.
below it.
Yeah. Right.
Played his
Very
way
rare.
above.
Look, I like Baker. I'm always gonna like Baker. I don't know why. I just do.
Anybody who can pretend to masturbate at the Kansas Jayhawks,
Right.
He did do that.
who should have been well beneath his notice.
He's petty in a special kind of petty way.
I kind of love it.
I do too. I wish he did better for the Panthers, but that was mostly the Panthers' fault. Number 14, Jared Goff. He's above the line.
Mm-hmm.
He had a
Not
good
on
season?
my chart, but I got outvoted.
Oh no.
I felt like he was 14 and 15. I mean, we'll burying the lead here, but we're around the Orton line, and
Yeah.
I just felt like
mean,
he did get the
he's
Lions to
played-
the division. I mean,
Yes,
He
I was
won
gonna
2
say he
playoff
did.
games.
yeah,
He played in a Super Bowl
yeah.
and almost won.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they did not lose that game by much. He didn't do great, but he also
It was bad. It's
it
the
was an
worst
ugly
Super
game.
Bowl of all time.
Yeah. I
Yes.
feel like this is perfect for Jared Goff. I really feel like this is
He should be
exactly
above
where
the
he needs
line.
to be. He needs to be the guardian of
He's
the Orton
exactly
line.
in position to fall below the line
Yes,
next year.
correct.
It's a very special position.
yes.
I don't know if I agree with these next two. Kirk Cousins, he was injured.
Well, we should
but it
point out the Orton line is here after
Yes.
Jared Goff. Then it's
Yes,
the Orton
sorry.
line.
You would rather have
Orton
Kyle
line.
Orton than any of the rest of these guys, right?
You'd
now
rather have
today.
current Kyle Orton, whatever he's doing, over these guys. No, sorry. Competent quarterback Kyle Orton over these guys. Kirk Cousins, he played well. He
did.
got hurt after 4 games. That puts him below the line?
We can't.
Yes.
You can't play favorites here. If you got hurt and you didn't finish the season,
Okay,
The-
so
the
the injury,
Orton
it's
line-
the injury more so than
Yeah.
his talent.
The Orton line really stresses right now today.
Yes,
Like there are some historical factors that come into play, but the Orton line is really about right now today.
So why is he below the line then right now today if the Falcons
Because
think
he's
he can win the division?
36 and coming off an Achilles tear
Okay.
Right.
All right. All right.
and going
Staff-
to a new team.
Matthew Stafford had a great season
I-
last year.
I have to disagree with the Matthew Stafford. Like him and
He
Goff
has
should
to be above
actually
the
flip
line.
places.
He has to be above
Literally
the
and
line.
figuratively, like they have in life. Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff should switch places here.
I think we had a debate
Like-
on that. I think we did talk
Yeah,
about it.
there was some discussion of Stafford.
I think Stafford is above the. I look. There is no universe in which I would rather have Kyle Orton than Matthew Stafford. It just doesn't.
the
Speaking of
discussion
universes,
around-
Drew, that one does not exist.
the discussion around Matthew Stafford was, is his arm dead at this point?
Yeah.
And
It's not
the
yet
general
dead.
line was yes. He may
Look,
not be
I
able to
would
throw
gamble.
anymore.
I would gamble with his dead arm rather than take Kyle Orton. They
Oh
won
my
a Super Bowl
God.
with Peyton Manning's dead arm.
Yes, that's true.
Please don't
It's
remind me
doable.
of that. Please. It's been a rough
Sorry.
off season already. It's been a rough last 5 years. Please don't remind me of Peyton.
Ryan,
Manning.
I've had to watch my team lose 2 Super Bowls to Kermit the Frog.
At least he's. Yeah,
Wait, you
all right.
got to a Super Bowl and lost to Kermit? We didn't even get that far.
Yeah.
What's
right.
the Super Bowl?
Fun. Guys, it's not fun to lose the Super Bowl.
No, it's not.
Oh, I know.
It fucking sucks.
Yeah, I
I'd rather
know.
not- I would
That's the-
rather not go.
Mark
than-
knows more than anyone.
I was gonna say that's the only memory everyone on this call has, except for you. So you can shove it. Thanks.
I've seen him lose 3.
And seen them win one, which is more than the rest of us can say combined.
Oh God, that feels bad.
I was
That feels
10.
bad to say. That feels bad to say. All right, where are we? Kyler Murray,
Kyler Murray.
number 17. That makes sense.
Yes.
Justin Fields, 18. Sure. Derek Carr, 19.
Yeah.
Geno
is-
Smith,
this is-
20.
You can
So,
fly
yeah.
through some of these. Yeah.
Gardner Minshew was 21. Will Levis was 22.
Okay,
There was a
Stop.
heated debate between
Yes.
22 and 23, and the rest of this Orton line
Yes.
is posted in protest between 22 and 23,
All right,
Greg-
so 22 is Will Levis, 23 is Bryce Young.
Yeah.
which is flat wrong.
I feel like Will Levis, at least at this point, has better upside than Bryce Young.
Does he though?
I do. I think with what he
Oh
proved,
my
showed last
God,
God,
the
he
guy
came
who
from- he came from
is
the
afraid
University
of
of
milk.
Kentucky
Prove
and
me
he
wrong.
puts
I hope
mayonnaise
he
in his
proves me
coffee.
wrong.
You're
You're
putting
taking a
mayonnaise in
guy-
his coffee.
You are taking a guy who put mayonnaise in his coffee at the University of Kentucky over a Heisman Trophy winner who was the number 1 overall pick.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
have to
Have you-
say,
Have
I
you ever
think
had mayonnaise in coffee? It's pretty delicious.
That's a lie, and you know it.
Is it?
I don't think either
Is
one
it
of them
though?
belong up this high. I don't know why they're so high. Either one of them.
Well, we also have a potential thing. That is a
Well,
thing.
also- both should be lower.
Look who's below them.
Yes, right.
They both should
Everybody
be
below
lower.
them. Everybody below them is proven crap.
Right.
Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco. Well, Joe Flacco was good.
They started the same number of games, hence
Right.
they're both listed.
Daniel Jones and
Same
Tommy Cutlets
Yeah.
come in at 25.
Tommy
Sure.
Colcots. I miss that bastard. It was that was a fun couple of weeks.
That was.
It was like Linsanity.
It
Yeah, it
was.
really
just
was.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for he was nowhere near as good as Jeremy Lin was in that run. But okay, Giant fans. Kenny Pickett, 26. The baby hands himself. He could barely hold a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Sam Howell, 27. You should be higher, you guys know.
I just want to note for the record that I had Sam Howell ahead of Kenny Pickett, and Mark said, "Nah, put him lower. It'll make Ryan mad."
Yes. This does upset me. He should be higher. Would you take Sam Howell over Will Levis?
No, he's
No.
27.
Would you take current Kyle Orton or Sam Howell? Which one? Yeah, I don't like this at all. But Drew Lock's not even on the list, so that upsets me even more. Why is Drew Lock not on here? Somehow Sam Howell's above Aiden O'Connell, though. So
True story.
there is that. like how you just said
Sam
put him
Howell's got a
one.
couple. He's had a couple people. I'm just saying.
Put him one lower to make
Yes.
Ryan mad.
Yep.
Thanks for that. Bryce Young, Sam Howell. Oh boy. Russell Wilson is 29.
I feel like that's really
That's
accurate.
pretty.
Russell
That's,
Wilson-
he
there
had a
was
better
active-
season than that, but
There was active debate over Russell Wilson between like he's well and truly done versus, but the man did win a Super Bowl. We
Right.
can't totally send him to the depths here.
Mhm.
he should have won too. Also,
Yes.
like
Yes,
that's not his fault. Well, I guess he threw the interception, but so that is his fault.
It's still Pete
Literally.
Carroll's fault.
It's literally his fault. But
I can't even.
yeah,
I don't even have any hatred for Pete Carroll anymore. He's gone. He's done.
that is fat. That entire. The more you hear about the Pete Carroll relieving of duties, the funnier it gets.
That whole week, like 2 weeks, where like everyone we hated was just getting.
I know.
fired.
That was glorious.
Look at there. It was awesome. It was just.
It was so
Oh.
cathartic for like
Yes.
our part of our lives where we just had to watch those two assholes just keep winning stuff, and it's just like, you know what? This is
All right, Bill Belichick still isn't the coach. He's still unemployed.
Yep.
And Pete Carroll's gone. When are they going to bring this back and put it in the movie? Didn't they change the song?
Yeah, they did.
All right. Desmond Ritter. Oh my God. Desmond Ritter.
the Riddler.
Still not dead last though.
Desmond Ritter not dead last, literally because we're like, well, somebody traded for him and
Yes.
believes he has some value
So
versus
he has to move
everybody
up.
who's below
I feel like
him.
that's worth it because look at the two
Yes.
guys below him. Nobody wants either of them.
Zach
Well-
Wilson. Literally no one wants him.
Yep.
Yes.
Except for the MILFs of New
I
York.
like how you guys have already penciled in Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, Bo Nix. I like how this was made, but Mac Jones is gone. They got rid of him.
And he was
Uh,
starting quarterback last year.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Oh my God. Bo Nix. Why is
Guy.
when Bo Nix happens in New England, this is gonna be great.
You'll-
It completes
for next year.
it
This is
completes
Not
it.
the
It
first
really
time
does.
we've done this. There was a year,
Yes, it
whatever
was.
year it was, that we famously
Yes.
listed Cardale Jones above the
Yes.
last guy
You're
on the
very
list.
wrong.
We were very wrong, but it was worth it.
Cardell was actually supposed to be good.
Various first
Uh,
round.
There was one that was
Draft candidates.
various
I remember
first round
that
draft.
one.
There was one that was Trevor Simeon, Brock Osweiler, Paxton Lynch, which was below various first round picks. Oh God! Here's some other classics.
MVP.
Mike Glennon,
And
was
Mitch
32.
Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky. The Browns were 32 in 1 year. Just the Browns.
of Browns.
Their entire roster of quarterbacks or whoever might be in there. Ryan Mallett and Brian Hoyer were 33
That's what
Yeah,
it was.
there
They
he
were
is.
below Cardale Jones.
below Cardale Jones. I
Prove
still
us
think
wrong,
Cardale-
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think
There's still
Cardale's
time.
pretty good. Jake Locker was 32nd at one point.
Just to show you how little I truly know about football, Jake Locker didn't come out his junior year, and I think the Niners might have had like the first pick or like
Yeah.
close to the first pick. And I'm like, I wish we could have Jake Locker.
Well, listen, you and a lot of people were
Yeah.
fooled by Jake Locker, so
Yeah.
don't feel bad. Oh, I didn't realize Blaine Gabbert was a multi-time last pick.
He's in there more than once. He was below John Skelton at one point.
Scope.
Yeah.
Below Skelton. Anyway, that's your Orton line for this year. I'm upset.
Good.
The heck? You got Bryce
Young.
Young
Mission accomplished.
under Will Levis. I kind of agree. And Sam Howell. Sam Howell should be 22. Sam Howell's going to take that job. Where is Drew Lock? Why is Drew Lock like on the list?
So your argument is Sam Howell should still be well below the line. just
Yes,
not
he
as
should.
far below his-
Yes. He should be higher, but still below.
I mean, there is a as much as we rank the Orton line 1 to 32, there is a certain amount of the Orton line that is basically just pass fail.
Oh yeah.
And Howell's
We
on the
got through it
fail
a lot
list now.
faster though than we did in the fall.
It's
Yeah,
more.
there was-
That was surprising. That in
Dragged
the
down
fall,
for that one. Yeah.
it
In
was
the fall, we only
11,
had 11 guys above
Yeah.
the line.
and
we
now
have
it's 14.
Yep.
So that was interesting to me. 3 people are up. Stroud's rise also. Very interesting. And very sad for me. I don't think we're going to do any segments unless there is a Stripe Spiral. There's no, we're not doing a FUBAR or broadcasting moments this time.
Nope.
No sad boys, because everybody's happy. It's like Christmas. You get all
right.
these new pieces. The draft is coming up. Okay. All right. Our next show is going to be draft related. I don't know exactly when it's going to drop, but it'll be in about a month, a month's time, and we'll do some draft stuff, which we will need your help on, Drew, because I don't think we know half of these guys. After I get past the second round pick 1, whoever that's going to be, please don't mean McClunky or whatever. But I kind of lose track of guys after that. So, but we'll do some draft stuff next. But let's do some plugs before we get out of here. What's going on Bloody Good Music?
If it is not up by the time you listen to this, it will be shortly thereafter. I will have a review coming of the new Ailstorm EP, which is actually quite good. There's a song on there about being pirates in Saskatchewan, and of course, there's another song that's horribly vulgar, just called Cock. In keeping with Ailstorm's history, as they have also done a song called Shitboat and a very famous song in 2011 called Fucked with an Anchor. All of which are masterpieces.
Master what?
Masterpieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
oh my god.
That, and in the meantime, entertain yourself with Chris's capsule reviews of the new Dragon Force album and the new Scott Stapp solo record.
No way.
Yes.
That's a thing?
Yes. He's had 2 solo albums now.
I can't wait. Creed's coming.
Take you higher. You'll have to read it and find out.
Creed's coming here. So
yes, they are.
Soon. Gotta go.
Are you in your own prison? Find out next.
You're 6 feet from the edge, and you're thinking. All right. Other plug: TGIF podcast. We did an episode where we. Oh boy, we did maybe the most ridiculous episode we've ever done, which I think we say all the time, but this one was particularly crazy. We had AI pick the episodes for us because we've been having so much fun with AI. ChatGPT making up episodes, putting things together like DJ does a drug. That was a good one from a couple episodes ago. But we had AI pick 4 episodes, and then we were having trouble figuring out what that was the goal to try to figure out what is the theme of these episodes. AI, we were having a lot of trouble, so we just went back to AI and said, "Can you tell us what the theme of these episodes were supposed to be?" And AI said, "Oh, my bad. There's no."
We wasted our fucking time.
What the heck, AI?
There is a part in this episode, though, and Ryan, you uploaded it to YouTube, where I was laughing so hard at something Greg said. No sound was coming out. Greg giving a synopsis of a step-by-step episode. Real funny. Check it out.
God, it was the premise was Al from Step by Step joins an evil girl gang,
right?
And Frank is worried about what road she's going to go down. But then he catches them outside air guitaring,
as you do.
Yeah,
the girl gang was air guitaring, and chaos ensued from there. I believe the line was "High five, virginity forever."
Right.
Always comes back to the virginity episode.
Oh god, it was good.
So
it's
funny.
Like 5 minutes of Mark not being able to breathe. You can find that. Find all that stuff on TJF podcast. Mike, do you have any plugs? You want to plug something?
Okay, nothing.
You want to give us a pitch? Get Brandon Ayuk to stay. Give us a pitch, as if we're Brandon Ayuk.
Here's a dump truck of money.
I
as good a start as any.
I accept.
Done.
And
well, that was easy.
Yeah.
John Lynch, why don't you just do this? Here's the check.
You put as many zeros on this as you think worth.
Oh my god. All right. That is it. I think that's it. Did we cover it all? Did we miss somebody? I don't think so. I think we gotta. I'm gonna
Let's
get
do it.
so mad when I realize we missed somebody. But that's it. We're out of here. We will see you for the draft. Peace out, everybody.